Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm Jay, and this is our 2 cents. We talk everything boxing, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. In today's live, we will be discussing Errol Spence rumors, and the Boots Ennis hate is unreal. And we'll be talking about some other things in today's live. But before we do that, make sure you punch that like and subscribe button. And make sure you let me know and drop it below your 2 cents as we go throughout the video. Give me 1 second. Mic check, mic check. All right, all right, all right. If you can hear me, put a 1 in the chat. All right. How's everybody doing tonight? I just want to welcome everybody to 2 cents After Dark. We're gonna cover some topics tonight. Some buzz around the street. Give me 1 second. Man, I listen. I'm laughing at my son and my husband, right? Because we got these neighbors, and uh, they kind of weird, right? It's a white lady from South Africa, right? And she has a black husband from Africa, I guess. So anyway, we pull up to the house to my house today, right? And it's like I don't even know, 8, 9, maybe 10 police cars. And I'm like, man, what is going on? So we pull up, all the police officers standing outside, and they talking to the neighbor. And I'm like, damn, what happened? And I'm like, I'm sure she gonna tell me. I need a spoon. My son just brought me some coffee. I had to get a cup of coffee on y'all tonight. Now I ain't gonna be able to sleep. Now my sleep pattern gonna be messed up for the rest of the week. Anyway, so my husband just came up here and told me. I guess they must have talked to my son because he went to take the trash out. I don't know. But my husband just came up here and told me that the reason why all those police officers was over here, because she got like a son, she got like a toddler, she got like two other kids, but she got a toddler. He's probably like 2 or 3. Her son was cutting up at the corner store, and she zip tied him and threw him in her car, and somebody seen it and called the police. My husband cracking up. This lady zip tied her son because he was cutting up and throwing a tantrum in the store and put him in the car, and somebody seen it and then called the police on this lady. Can you imagine explaining that to the police? That is insane. That's crazy. So anyway, just a quick little story for y'all. It just be crazy stuff going on in my life every day for no reason. And I really don't ever really share it with nobody, but I guess I can share it with y'all. This lady zip tied her son and put him in the car. I'm not surprised either. That little boy do be tripping. I'm not saying I'm not surprised that she zip. No, I'm not surprised that she zip tied him, but I'm not saying it's okay because I was finna say, man, that little boy be tripping. But I'm not. I don't want y'all to think I'm saying she should have zip tied him. No, 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 no. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I'm not surprised because the little boy be tripping. So I'm sure she did a bit like that. Why would you zip tie your child? Zip tie like he getting arrested? Don't they arrest people with zip ties? People crazy. And my coffee cold. Jump up. Hold on, y'all. Rod Walker say, damn, Karens need to mind their business on good parenting. Hell no, Rod Walker. No, we don't play that shit out here in Texas. Yeah. We absolutely do not play that shit out here in Texas. That trafficking stuff is real out here. I paid in full. Say, what the fuck? I can only imagine what she do when motherfuckers around her, not around her. I don't know, paid in full. She might not do nothing, which is why he was probably cutting up like that in the store anyway. I don't even know, man. I listen, I say hi, I'm cordial, I mind my business. I've never seen her doing nothing crazy, or violent or nothing to him, but maybe she just felt like that was a good idea so she could just get him home and get a little bit more control. But that zip tie, throw a child in your car? No, no, nope. She could have whooped him or something, and then, people probably would have talked a little noise, but you gonna zip tie him and throw him in the car? He acting a fool, right? Imagine you see a child acting a fool, a lady, because her children are mixed. The, so you see a lady grab the child, zip tie him, and then throw him in the car? What? Y'all wouldn't call the police? So Rod Walker say she had to have done it before. Who just rides around with zip ties? Exactly. This is your discipline? You gonna zip tie me in public? Man, listen. I'm not even trying to go there. Don't make me overthink about it, please. Cause that is insane. This coffee not hot if you holding it like that. Had in there for 40 seconds. I'm gonna make the new cup. Thank you, baby. It's good. So I guess that's my funny story for today. How is everybody doing tonight? Make sure y'all help support the channel. Keep a sister up late nights. At least drop a super chat. Get the sister get a cup of coffee in the morning. Because by tomorrow night, I'm going to be so sleepy. But we're going to have a good time tonight. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Be sure to punch that like and subscribe button. You can hit the Cash App at 2 cents boxing. Or you can drop a super chat. Make sure you give me a call tonight, 281-845-2103, to give your 2 cents about the show. Has anybody been able to purchase a glass? I tried to purchase one, but it told me it couldn't give me shipping information. Is anybody having that issue? I need to email them, but I be extra super stupid busy. It's unbelievable. So, first, let's get started with the Earl, the Truth, Spence rumors. Now, I don't know if they just want to bring up Earl. I mean, I guess somebody said Barrios' trainer said that he was offered to fight Earl at 47. If anybody had that link, can you put it in the chat? Because I just heard people talking about it. I haven't found the video. But put it in the chat if y'all got the link. Now, when I hear stuff like that, that just makes absolutely no sense. I don't entertain it. But as I'm navigating through my YouTube journey, I'm starting to see that I a lot of the things that make no sense is a lot of is a lot of the times the things that I'm coming on here speaking about just so I can give my 2 cents about these crazy narratives going around. So I guess everybody just like, we ain't heard from Earl. What's going on with Earl? Where is Errol Spence? Like he Waldo. They want to know, where is Errol Spence? So then you got people going around making videos about Errol Spence fighting Mario Barrios at 147 pounds. Could it happen? It's boxing. Anything can happen. But I highly doubt that Errol Spence is going to 147 pounds to fight Mario Barrios. And then I think it's crazy how these crazy narratives always end up being a reason to start criticizing and just talking noise about these fighters. Oh, Earl gonna go to 147 and fight Mario Barrios. I thought he couldn't make the weight. I thought that's why he couldn't do the rematch, because he had to fight at 154 pounds. He literally came out and told y'all he's going to 154 pounds, or he might go to 60. Why would anybody think that Errol Spence is going to 147 pounds? Why would you even think that? So I don't know if you putting that out there to make Earl talk, to make him respond, to say, I'm not going back to 47, I'm going to this weight. Like, are y'all trying to bait him into telling y'all his plans or what he gonna do or what? It doesn't make any sense. Let me check this link out. Shout out to Todd Drake for in the chat. Errol Spence Jr. in the running for Shock World title comeback fight after 2 years. I mean, if Errol Spence goes back to 47, that just would seem crazy to me. That would be, and I love Earl. Y'all know I'm a huge Earl fan, but I think that would probably be one of the dumbest things he's done in his career. He's done some pretty careless things, but going back to 47, I would definitely wouldn't agree with that. But I'm not Earl. If Earl want to go back to 47, go back to 47. But to me, it makes absolutely no sense. I'll believe it when I see it. And he himself has said he's either going to 54 or 60. Maybe Mario Barrios will move up to 54 and fight him. Maybe. But him going to 47? I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. So somebody told me earlier, what y'all think about the Earl situation though? Y'all think people just want him to come out and say something? They want to know what his plans are. They want to know what he's doing. Shout out to Real Davis in the building. Shout out Band Up. Rod Walker in the building. Shout out Rod Walker. Mr. Blue, what's going on? Paid in full, what up? Todd Drakeford in the building. What's up? Tracking 327 in the building. Night Rider, what's going on? Teach in the building. Co-host Todd Drakeford in the building. How y'all doing tonight? Ariana in the building. What's up? Rod Walker say it's bigger fights at 154 and a wide open canvas at 160 and a path to Canelo at 168. That is illogical. It makes absolutely no sense. But I just want to come in and clear that up real quick. Cause here come the Bud Buddies. Oh, I thought Earl couldn't make the weight. I thought he couldn't make 47. I thought he got the rematch. It's like y'all can't wait for anything to be said. So y'all can pop Crawford Johnson in y'all mouth. I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. But what I'm really not understanding is the Boots Ennis hate. I'm not understanding it. I didn't understand it when Turkey put out that fake ass smear campaign about him ducking Virgil Ortiz, and I don't understand it now. Now I know we've already went over this, but I'm gonna run through it again. And then I seen that Brian Norman Jr. did an interview today on QKC's channel. Shout out to him. And we're going to react to it in real time live, the interview. Because I'm not understanding what the Brian Norman Boots argument is really about. Like, what are we arguing about? And people want to say Boots and Brian Norman on the same level? No, they not, y'all. No, they're not. They're not on the same level. Boots a champion, Norman a champion. They both got email the belt, but they're not on the same level though. Just because you got a belt and I got a belt, that doesn't mean we on the same level. I think y'all really got these belts confused. Listen, just to give my 2 cents. Y'all got the belts and the business of boxing confused, which is why we have so many problems and we got to clear up so many narratives because y'all just don't really understand. And I'm not saying I know everything, and I'm not saying I understand everything because I don't. I'm not behind the scenes. I'm not in the conference rooms. I'm not sitting at the table. I'm not signing contracts. But I got a basic understanding enough to know when I'm being told some BS or being sold a narrative that don't make no sense. Like Errol Spence going to 147 pounds. So just because you have a belt does not mean now all of a sudden you can ask for what you want, you can do what you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand that mentality. Like, it's levels to champions. That's another thing people don't want to admit. It's just so many different levels in boxing. There's so many different things that come into play in boxing. And y'all want to keep saying they can't tell you what you worth. Yes, they can. Yes, they do. You negotiate, you negotiate it. You got a job, they telling you what you worth. You worth 25.75 an hour. We're not just going around tossing money around based off of how you feel and what you feel you worth. This ain't about feelings. This is business. So for some reason, people is like, oh well, Boots should have gave him 2 million. Boots should have gave him 2 million. But we're gonna go. We're gonna go through the interview and we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that. Let me share my screen. Let me see what y'all saying in the comments. I gotta get better at reading the comments while I'm doing the live. I can't believe that lady zip top. She got like 11 police cars at the crib. Like that's crazy. They probably about to do a CPS investigation on her. Andre Noble say 2 Cent be cooking niggas. Oh, and we supposed to have a guest tonight for a debate. I guess he want to debate. I don't know. I'm on the panel today over Upper Echelon channel. We chilling, we talking, we debating about the Brian Norman thing. We going back and forth. Dude get on the panel. I ain't gonna say his name, but he definitely should show up. Tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. I heard you on other panels and you don't know what you be talking about. I said, well, what don't I know? Of course he couldn't answer that. He couldn't tell me what I don't know and then he's like, cause when the Errol Spence tears bruh, the Errol Spence tear, that was 2 years ago. Why are you talking to me about that? Please let it go. Oh, you don't want to let it go because your favorite fighter got beat. It's boxing. People favorite fighters get beat. Like, relax. They say anything to try to get attention from Earl. Any attention, even negative attention, is attention. I don't know why they bothering Earl. The man is minding his business, living his life. If he come back, he come back. If he don't, he don't. It's just as that simple. He really don't got nothing left to prove. Like, if we for real, like, let's be for real. Let's be for real about Earl the True Spence Jr., right? After Earl, to me, my 2 cents, after Earl came back 18 months after that accident and beat Danny Garcia, to me, his greatness was solidified. The fact that he continued on his path to undisputed and then made to the undisputed fight, cool. If he would have won undisputed, that just would have put the cherry on top of what he had already done. So if nobody want to admit that because he lost to Terrence Crawford, as if he ain't beat other people, he didn't overcome crazy odds to get to where he even got. That's cool. But y'all got to be honest, and that's another problem in these boxing streets. Like, y'all just won't be honest about people. Y'all really won't. I have my opinions about fighters. If I feel like your favorite fighter ain't really fought nobody, that's my opinion. But I'm not gonna lie and act like he not a good fighter. Y'all get what I'm saying? Like, these people can't have emotionally mature conversations. They gotta turn into little bitches, for lack of a better word. Let's see what we got in the comments. Why would he go to a dead division? Only Boots there, waiting for Ryan to them to move up. It just don't make sense, Teach. Paid in full say mothers just want to know what his moves are. SMH. Boxing starting to get lame with all this bull.
narratives. And y'all know I'm pretty new to YouTube, so I'm like, has it always been like this, or did it just get like this? Because it's crazy. Rod Walker say, who said they ever took it out of their mouths? He wanted to fight KO now, all because he is in his ass. No homo for lying. Belts don't increase earning power. Ask Devin. Now, Rod Walker, the belts do increase your earning power, right? But I don't think people realize that the belts don't increase your star power. You get a belt, it increases your earnings because, from my understanding, it's a minimum that you can get paid. So I think Brian said the minimum he can get paid is 300,000, or the whatever the case may be, the max, or however that works. But like 300,000 is, you a champion now. This is what you qualify to get. But it doesn't make you just demand and want all type of different things. Yes, you can negotiate as the B side, but you're not about to dictate nothing. You're not about to dictate where we fight. I don't understand. I don't understand this revenge of the nerds mentality that's going on on the internet. All of a sudden, because you got a belt, I should just give you, give you, give you. And if I don't, then I'm ducking you because I'm scared to fight you. No, I'm not scared to fight you. See, just because somebody quote unquote duck somebody, that don't necessarily mean they scared to fight them and like they can't beat them or whatever. It's other reasons why people duck fights. It's other reasons why people duck fights. Terrence Crawford ducked Fundora. Did he duck Fundora because he can't beat Fundora? I don't think so. I think he ducked Fundora because he don't want to fight him. Why? I don't have to. I got other options. I got other things I could do. Like, he literally walked away from the negotiation table. But it's cool. It's not like you don't want to. It doesn't necessarily mean I don't want to fight you because I'm scared you're going to beat me. That's not necessarily what's going on. A lot of times this stuff be business. And y'all don't want to admit that. But we're going to go through this interview and we're going to stop and we're going to pause. And I'm going to drop the link for my co host, Ty Drayford. This link is for Ty, y'all. And we're going to live react to the interview. And I'm going to give my 2 cents about it. And let me preface this by saying this, right? The name of the channel is 2 Cents Boxing, where we talk everything boxing and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. So this is my opinion that I'm stating here on my channel. My opinion. We can debate, we can go back and forth, we can debate my opinion, we can do all of that. But it's my opinion. I just want to make that clear. It's my platform, my channel, and my opinion. Shout out to Ty Drayford on the panel. What up, Ty?
What's going on, girl? It has been an eventful day.
Crazy in these.
Mm.
Shout out to Mr. Greg with the $5 in the super chat. He says 2 Cents Boxing, the Studio 54 of boxing channels that you have to stand in line to get in. Hit that like button and get a set of her new water glasses. Shout out, Mr. Greg. Shout out, Mr. Greg. Hold on, let me put this up real quick since he mentioned it. Make sure y'all go cop some of that 2 Cents Boxing merch with the cup. And the cup don't look exactly like that with the design. You know, I tried to be fancy and make a little ad with my AI. Shout out Paid in Full on the panel. What up, Paid in Full?
Hold on 2 seconds. What's up? What up?
All
What
right,
you
I'm gonna
got?
mute you real quick. You got a lot of noise. I'm gonna mute
Okay.
you. All right, here we go. About to get started. Let's go. Let me know if y'all can hear it. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear it.
Be going. I next. on this phone call. Oh, you froze up.
Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to start.
We got Brian Norman
All right,
saying he
here we
popped
go.
in. All right, here we go. Hey, what's going on, brother?
Hey, how you doing, boss? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing just fine, man. All right, you sound like you were just chilling, huh? Oh, you froze up. Froze up on me already. You must got a phone call. Yeah.
That nigga ain't had no phone call.
Yeah, he probably got a phone call. Yeah.
All right, so they're having a few technical difficulties.
Okay, he's on this one.
Shout out
Okay,
Great
I remove you
Network.
from this one. Okay,
Shout out
there you
Slogan
go.
One. Shout out
All right,
that
you
whole
good?
boy.
You hear me?
Shout out Bear
Yeah, I hear you
24 in the
now.
building.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Man, how you doing, man? You good?
Yeah, I can't complain. What's going on?
Oh, not much, man. I was just thinking about that fight Saturday, right?
Okay,
With
back in
Gerard.
the chair.
Okay.
All right, you
Lions
think about the fight? What now?
Okay. Yeah, I was saying about the fight Saturday, Gerard Ennis, became a unified champion. Okay. And I was trying to figure out what would be next, right, for Gerard Ennis. We was talking, and some people, and I said the same thing.
Now, y'all know we watched the other interview he did before the fight, and he said Boots ain't got no power. He's an in the gym fighter, and he got standing on his winning by decision. Y'all remember that?
And I was just on watching the interview that he kind of did on Mill City with Greg Hackett. I don't know if this was yesterday, earlier
No,
today. It
that
said
was
8 hours
right after
ago.
the fight.
Probably.
That was right after the
Uh,
fight. But he just, he be
well,
splitting it up though.
oh yeah. Well, yeah, he was talking a whole bunch of mess on there too. His son, he know how to beat Boots, all this other crap. He makes me nauseous.
All right, let's go.
I think that Barrios and your son, they should fight first, or maybe Duran go after one of them first. What you think? What
I
would be
mean, I like,
what's
I
your plan?
like, I like, I like the Barrios fight, but due to the situation, we kind of wanted that fight immediately. But from a business standpoint, if I take all personal feelings outside of it, Barrios make the most sense. But Barrios kind of hard to get to. But outside of anything personal, Barrios make the most sense. But we kind of want Jerron Ennis now.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
Okay, you want him as soon as possible. Is that correct?
correct.
Okay, yeah, because they're saying right now that his weight is kind of it's hard for him to cut weight now.
He said we got to stop doing that. He said in all interviews, he said in
He did say it was easy for him to make weight.
everything, he said y'all crazy. He said the people on IG, YouTube crazy. He said you don't have no problem cutting weight. He said he was on weight Tuesday. I think Tuesday was like 4 or 5 days before the fight. So I mean, he said himself he don't have any problem making 147. And I mean, my son will walk around 10 pounds over the 147 limit, and he don't touch the weight a Tuesday before a Saturday fight. He don't touch the weight till the morning of the Saturday fight, and that's it. We ain't touching weight before then.
So Mario Barrios is with who?
PBC,
And Brian Norman is with who?
Top Rank.
And who's working together?
PBC and Top Rank.
So why would he be hard to get to? Shout out Mr. Greg on the panel.
Hey,
What up, Mr. Greg? All right.
how
So
you
I was
doing?
just asking. All right, here we go.
Okay,
So,
cause
so if he could walk around at 146 and get 146 on a Tuesday, go back and eat or whatever else, I mean, he obviously doing it fine. There's no problem.
okay. Now I'm gonna ask you this, Brian. Your son, he didn't come up through the rankings like with a big backing, like the Olympics and like that. Y'all came up through the mud, right?
Absolutely.
Right, and you came to be where you're at today.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, right, and I think that's the better way to me. I think you more hungrier that way than things getting handed to you. You know, okay. He popped off. Nitty Oh,
I apologize. That was all on me. I'm so sorry, man. Go
no,
ahead.
it's cool, man. It's cool,
Yeah,
it's cool. It's all right. I ain't gonna hold you long, and everything, but but now we know that you all trying to negotiate a fight once before. Okay, that kind of
Now let's listen. Let's listen right here. I know I gotta pause it every so often.
fell through. Now I don't know what happened, which way what, but the fight didn't happen.
yeah.
Okay. Do you think you're gonna run into that blockage again if y'all trying to make that fight happen?
I don't see why we would. No.
Okay. Okay, great. Okay, great. Because I hear people saying this and that. Now let me ask you this, Brian. I got to ask you this. Was that you last night on Knockout Box 86 TV?
I can't stand that punk ass motherfucker.
No.
If I see him in person, I'm gonna fuck him up. If
Wow.
I see him in person, I'm gonna fuck him up. That's just how much I don't like. He's
Mad
one of
ass
the
nigga.
he's one of the ones that run his mouth, don't know what the fuck he talking about. Like he's a complete idiot. You
Mm,
understand? This started with even when it came to promote. He don't even know how promoting the fight works. He's a complete idiot. You understand what I'm saying?
mm,
And what makes it so bad is he'll be wrong as fuck and then go back and tell his ignorant fans that he cooked this and he cooked that and how he shed something. Bitch, you ain't shedding nothing there because you still wrong as hell. You just got a bunch of idiot followers that listen to what you say. He's a fucking idiot. If I see him in real life, I'm gonna fuck him up in real life.
mm,
He a little bit too much. I'm gonna fuck him up in real life. I'm telling you that now.
mm. Uh, he's a young man, and
I don't give a fuck what he is. I'm gonna fuck him up in real life. That young man gonna learn he need to shut the fuck talking to elders then, because I'm gonna fuck him up in real life.
mm, yeah,
A real
yeah.
class act, this one.
I
But
take that
Brian,
thing forward.
Now, let me say this, right? I ain't gonna get in between two grown men in their business. He said whatever he said about knockout, but this is what I want to say about the situation, right? Because he said him and his idiot followers and his idiot fans. I watch
Facts.
knockout. I watch his videos. I be in his chat and on his panel. So I must be one of these idiot fans or followers that he's referring to. So I'm gonna say this, right? If you feel that way, why are you so upset? See, I don't
E-
let idiots and ignorant people piss me off,
Exactly.
especially if they don't know what the fuck they talking about.
Exactly.
So how are you so upset with somebody that don't know what the fuck they talking about and that's an idiot? I don't
Cause he
let
put,
idiots piss me off. I don't. Like, how you gonna piss me off and you don't know what you talking about? How am
bro,
I
he
upset
mad.
about that?
He mad because he pointing out his fucking inconsistency, bro. And motherfuckers, like I said, when he get on Mill City and shit, they don't push back. They don't ask counter questions or none of that shit. They just let him say what the fuck he want to say, and then the shit don't make sense. Like, you got motherfuckers that actually think outside the box and start looking at the shit that he be saying. Brian Norman Jr., bro, he wouldn't get half of the shit if his daddy was just to shut the fuck up and stop lying all the time, bro.
Shout out to Roderick Walker with the $3 in the cash app. Say absolutely none, just supporting the channel. Shout out, Roderick. Thank you for supporting the channel. Now, you see a lot of idiot shit on the internet. A lot of dumb shit I see in these boxing streets on the internet. And you feel the need to attack. Like what I don't understand why you so sensitive about the situation. Why are you letting somebody that don't know what they talking about, that's an idiot, piss you off so bad to where you want to fight them on? What?
That's why him and Greg Hackett got into it, and that's why they had that fight, because Greg was actually pushing back on the shit that he was actually saying.
Oh, is that why they got into it?
Yeah, that's how it started. That's how it started.
Brian Norman Sr. think he tough, Toussaint. You ain't know that?
Man, that nigga got a
This
problem.
man legit think he tough. He really thinks he tough.
Well, he
He
seemed
thinks
real
for whatever
sensitive to
reason.
me. He seeming real
He
sensitive to me, like
No,
Mr.
he
Glass.
is. He's very sensitive.
And it's the thing, like, what the fuck you gonna do? You gonna fuck around and go around and try to you gonna try to fight the whole internet with motherfuckers that don't agree with the shit that you saying? Cause that's what it sounds like,
See,
nigga. This man, the internet a changing motherfucker, bro.
hold on, let me get this real quick. Folks be sensitive. Folks be too sensitive. Like, I swear to God, I'm not gonna let an idiot piss me off. I swear to God, I ain't gonna let a nigga that don't know what the fuck he talking about make me want to beat him up on sight.
But a lot of times too, 2 Cent, I think it be more so like when you on the internet, sometimes it's like a lot of egos and shit that be involved. Cause like I'm a nigga, like I'm not gonna let no nigga talk to me crazy. I don't give a fuck who you is. So
Rich,
I think
Rich,
that go ahead, my fault.
go ahead, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that kind of like sometimes, cause Tyler had to check me a couple times about that shit. Cause like niggas really be talking crazy, bro. And it's like, bro, certain niggas come from certain different lifestyles, dog. Like they don't tolerate disrespect.
I feel you. Rich Porco say KO boxing knows nothing about contracts and what's going on behind the scenes. Norman Sr. wants to maximize his son worth. Okay.
We'll
Well,
tell that
first of all,
nigga to
I
go to
deleted
Top
his
Rank.
comment.
How is
Why
that
he ain't
working
trying to?
out?
Fix that.
How is
Why
that
he not
working out
trying to
for
go?
him?
Why he not trying to go to Top Rank and maximize his shit? If that's the case, you ain't the shit that you asking Boots for. You're not even asking Top Rank for that type of money.
All
But
right, let's
what is
see.
he even
He's looking
trying to
strong. He's
maximize?
looking good, and I think that'd be a great fight. You know,
Why is this wheelchair man in front of
knockout. He live. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You ever want to
I
go over
don't
there?
give a fuck when that. I don't give a fuck when he live. I just happen to see it, and I know he be on there talking a bunch of. I mean, bro, it's idiotic the stuff that he be talking about. It's literally idiotic. But
But
if
you
you
watching
got,
and listening?
if you're a
Okay.
person that's talking and people trust your word or whatever else, and they used to hearing you talk, and you got a YouTube channel, they don't even understand. Like anybody can make a YouTube channel. You know what I mean? I got over 30 plus years in boxing. I got over 30 plus years of experience of doing this shit. I literally raised a fucking world champion. I raised, trained, bred a world champion. You understand what I'm saying? So with that being said, what the fuck? Who the fuck is knockout boxing? I don't give a fuck what he say. Who the fuck did he? Who did he train? What did he do? You know what I mean? Shit is crazy.
Yeah. And we got a
Obviously care what he
we got a
say.
super chat here
Contradict
from
yourself,
A
bro.
Salson. He said the Normans and the Haneys should link up and go on a Deception World Tour since they share the same delusional and lying ass fan base.
The crazy thing about the lying ass fan base is I've never stated any fact that could even be proven a lie. I mean, when you a lie can be proven a lie, right?
Mm-hmm.
So only thing I do that they don't like is they don't like my beliefs and my opinions. There's nothing being stated that's a lie. There's like I went to such and such and I sparred. Oh, he capping. That's really how they take it. That's really how they perceive it. You feel what I'm saying? Like what the fuck
But
is
you notice what
a
he
lie?
just
A
said,
lie is
right?
a
He
lie. An
states
opinion is an
opinion.
opinion. So just
What'd you
He
say,
just
Ty?
said he said nothing can be proven a lie because all he states is opinions, which means you're not even giving facts.
So why you so mad?
This nigga, oh my god.
This is the epidemic of these fathers now who feel so important when they're on these shows that they don't even pay attention to what they're saying.
Oh, it gets worse, Mr. Greg.
Oh,
It
I
gets worse.
know.
It do.
Shout out, band up on the panel.
He called me an idiot, Mr. Greg.
Salute, Nickel Slick.
We're gonna have
Salute,
to go
Greg.
back
Salute everybody on the panel.
Dial-up was good.
All right, here we go.
and
just because you don't agree with somebody's opinion don't mean it's a lie. That's their opinion. But again, I mean,
But you just called Knockout an idiot and you want to fight him on site for his opinion.
that's these ignorant fans. I'm not worried about it. I live great every day. My son lives great every day. We prospering. My son is 27-0, 21 knockouts. He's the youngest world champion in boxing. You gotta give me 2 seconds, boss. I'm sorry, give me 2 seconds.
Okay.
did he say his
You
son
see
was
this lying ass nigga not even on the phone. This nigga is.
My thing is
He
this.
ordering food. Is he ordering food? He like he ordering
Who the
food.
hell knows?
My thing is
Yeah,
this.
because he
Yeah, I'm
started
sorry about
eating.
that, boss.
No, it's okay. It's fine.
Yeah.
Sometimes, Brian, man, you just gotta know a lot of these fans, man, and Because you know the truth yourself. You
Yeah,
know.
absolutely. It's the craziest thing is I be trying to. Only thing I try to do is I try to shed light on certain situations, just like I did in the beginning. Because I know you're an older fella or whatever else. I came from. I'm 30. I'm 45, but I ain't that old. But I came from a time where people had a little bit more integrity. You feel what
Yeah,
I'm
guest is
saying?
here.
And I
He's 45.
Yeah,
Okay.
guest is here.
Who? Oh, okay.
W. W is here.
All right. Go. I'm gonna go ahead.
notice the more the world goes on, the integrity gets lower. They start to big up mediocrity. They giving niggas second place. They giving niggas second place rewards and shit. You know what I'm saying? They
Right.
commending them. Okay, let's be real. It's not even being funny. It's being real. How the fuck can you have a guy that's 3 and 23 and you big him up and he's getting his head beat on and you big him up and say he's just a warrior? What?
Who was he talking about?
Got me.
I have no idea, but the nigga that
I think he was talking
that he fought
about Greg
his
Cassidy.
son. One of his wins was against a nigga that had like 10 losses, or what was it, 8 or 10 losses, some nonsense. Because I checked his record after. So when everybody acting like Brian Norman Jr. is like really it, I went to go look at his record. I'm so unimpressed. It's not even funny.
But
Well,
I just feel like if they would have just simply just came out and said, bro, my son just got his hand had surgery on his hand. I feel like he needed to take a tune up just to test out his hand, and we could see what the Boots situation was about. I feel like a nigga would have more so respected that, but when you come out here and start saying all types of shit, knowing that you turned down the offer and shit, making it trying to seem like y'all wanted to fight when you know y'all really didn't want to fight, and then knowing that when you got a mandatory, if you can get a unification fight, that automatically you can pay Karen step aside money to get that fight. Which because unification trump mandatories.
okay. Let's keep going.
That's not good for nobody health. That's not good for
Right.
nobody nothing. That's not respect. That's not respectable. But then you talk trash about a man who tells you that, hey, I had something happen to me physically in boxing. I was winning. I had something happen to me physically in boxing. I was no longer winning. I took myself out of the sport at a much higher level than this person was on. It was making much more money. I took myself out of boxing. Still left a lot of money on the table. My minimums that they was even offering me was 10,000 when I left. You feel what I'm saying? They just to come show up. But that's
I'm wondering why you leave. Why he left? You making 10,000 a fight? That's your minimum? I wonder what happened. Anybody know what happened to his career? I don't think I heard the story.
It was a bomb. Nah, man.
He said he was winning. He said he was winning. All right, let's keep going.
but of course I already know what it is. If I'm not coming to win, I'm not coming to fight. You feel what I'm saying? And this man said on live, man, think about it, I made $800 and I fight for 20. That's $2,200. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Your
Right.
training camp is not worth that. You get what I'm saying? This right here, I got to have surgery on my arm Friday. I'm still thinking now, by even what I did, I did it for myself and my own satisfaction, and that's just who I am because I'm a man of integrity. I hurt myself with this bicep muscle thing a month into that training camp. A month in, I trained a whole month, so that's 2 months of training after 14 years, and one
I just gotta pause it because okay. All right, Brian. Let's move forward.
month was with a fucking torn bicep. And I still got through and beat the person. They was big up in that 3-3 and fucking 23, 3-24 with 0 knockouts, and said he was gonna knock me out. So what I'm making that point about that situation to say this is what the fans believe. This is what they big up, and they big up in motherfucking mediocrity. They like fucking shit like what's that girl name? Sexy Red. Bitch talking about bending over, booty hole, the ass and pink. Yeah, I'm just being real.
Man, why you take a shot at Sexy Red like that?
I'm just being a realist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if you heard the song or whatever. Like, I'm not from that generation. I'm not from this. And I did notice that because I was curious. I was confused. And I did notice that a lot of people that be talking that shit on Instagram, at least because you can look, they do be younger people. And I
Yeah.
just hate that. I just hate that the young generation coming up is just so fucking blind. You feel what I'm saying?
Right. So boxing runs in your family.
Yeah, I just hate that they so blind, man. But it is what it is.
In your family, then, huh?
No.
Huh?
So hold on, what the fuck? Keep calling me like that. I'm the original. You know what? Let me deal with this. Hold on one second. Next time they call. But anyway.
Okay.
Somebody
My phone be
blowing
going
him up.
crazy.
No,
I'm the original. I'm the start of it. I raised my son. I taught him everything that I did wrong. I came up, I was raising my kids while I was doing it. I was a single father, whatever, raising my kids while I was doing it. And my son took over when I left it. I didn't want him to box. He took over. He took a liking to it. He got good at it. And I mean, like I said, for any father in any sport with his son, he would understand the excitement and the achievements along the way. And he wouldn't even be talking shit about none of this was going on,
So Rich Porco say we gotta support father and son duo.
No, I done already
What
timed this goofy nigga out. I don't know how many
you
more times
timed
I
him
gotta
out?
time him out. I sure did. He just keep coming back like a roach.
Why you
But
timed him out?
nevertheless,
Why you
because I
timed him out?
don't like.
Come on, everybody entitled to their own opinion. Ty, you had to time him
Man,
out.
whatever. He only got a minute. That was a warning.
He says we gotta support father son duo. Let me ask y'all a question.
This is so
What
ridiculous.
does this mean? We
Not a
gotta
damn thing.
support a father and son duo. What does that mean? We talking about them? Is that not support? I got 46 people in here. Make sure y'all punch that like and
Of
subscribe button.
course you do,
Hit the
VA Money
cash
Group, because
out
you
at 2
goofy
cents
too.
boxing, or
We
you can hit the super chat and drop your 2 cents. We are supporting them. I don't
yeah,
understand what y'all be talking about. We just reacting to the interview, guys. Like, if we don't sit on here and I ain't gonna even say that. If we
Put
don't
on
sit
our
on
knees
here,
and cap.
I don't understand.
people don't like criticism, even when it's
And
constructive.
that's ridiculous.
That's
You
what
know
it
what I'm saying? It's supposed to be
really is.
grown ups.
They figure because I've been to places, little cards, and I'm all about seeing father and son, particularly black fathers and sons in the gym together, trying to do something. So I support that. And I think everybody else does, but that doesn't mean they're above constructive criticism.
And I think that that's where a lot of the problem comes in, where it's like because they're black, well, you just got to support them no matter how much goofy shit that they do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just not correct. I will support you if you have good product and you happen to be black. I'm not going to support you just because you're black and you out here doing a bunch of goofy nonsense. Like, in my opinion, what Brian Norman Sr., Bill Haney, Schofield Sr., T.O.'s father are doing, they are goofy.
And
There's
they
a way
need
to
to be
support your
called on it.
son.
And you going
There's a
on.
way to support your son. Whose father was good? Sean Porter's father was
Hold
good.
on,
Errol
Rich
Spence's
Porco.
father was good.
How you gonna talk shit for Brian Norman Sr. and try to set up a fight with KO? What are you doing?
Hell will beat the brakes off that. Oh my god.
Norman Sr. will get in the ring, but will KO. How do you know that? Like, what are you talking
He
about, bro?
don't. He don't.
You just
He
running your
don't.
mouth, Rich Porco. You're not qualified to be doing that, bro. You tripping?
All that dicky.
Is that the guy you was
Everybody
debating
that
with
make a face.
earlier?
Bill and Devin are a
No, that's
father
the
and
nigga I
son
timed
duo.
out.
I have no problem with Devin. I can't stand Bill Nokia. These fathers should let their sons shine on their own and stay in the shadows and be proud. I mean, I don't
Amen.
understand what the problem is. Let's get back to the reaction video.
I'm saying, like, they want me to not believe in my son. Who the fuck does that? You feel what I'm saying?
Who wants you to not believe in your son, Brian?
He said no, but hold up, because just the other day on Mill City, he said he just started believing in his son like a year ago. So that came out of his own mouth.
That is like such a man. Listen, I'm not gonna do no psychoanalyzation on here. He's projecting, right? That's a little projection, ain't it? That seems like a little projecting, but we're not gonna go there.
The man is the youngest world. He's the youngest world champion in boxing. My son is making, man, I wouldn't even dream of the money that he's making right now at 24 years old. You and me both. Think about what he's doing. Think
Yeah.
about what they look. Think about what the jokes are. What they laughing at. They laughing at. Oh, you only made 100. You only made 150. You only made 300,000. While simultaneously not making nothing and asking motherfucker, can I borrow some weed or let me smoke with you?
Right.
Asking no nigga for shit.
First of all, he's fake laughing.
Facts.
And
Yeah,
Second
secondly,
of
how dare
all,
you? How dare you stereotype people? Because you don't know what nobody's financial situation is. And
Exactly. How you know what the next nigga making?
and it
and the
was
only
like,
listen, the reason listen, this is what I'm saying. The only reason we're having this conversation and why it's a
banned
topic
up
of discussion
backstage.
in the first place is because you came to the internet with the whole boot stuff from the beginning. You
Exactly.
went to the internet, Brian. You did. You came on here and made a big deal about what I believe was some BS negotiations. And I ain't gonna go there. We're gonna keep watching. Let me let Band-Aid back up here. All right, here we go.
Man, I wish I was saying 350,000 on my check. Man, please. It's a party. Shit.
Yeah, hey man, but nah, it's wild, man. It's wild the way I'm thinking, man. But I do get a kick out of it. I get a kick out of it. I get invested in it. I love making simple. Like when I hear some of the dumbest shit, I love making simple observations that shut it down, and I love to watch how they spin it. Like the other day, a guy was telling me, "Oh, you can't talk shit. That could have been y'all last night." I was like, "For real, when? How that could have been us last night? Y'all turned down something." I said, "Oh, we turned down that fight last night. Show me, do me a favor. Show me anywhere where you can find where anybody say we turned down that fight last night." Well, next time y'all sign the contract, like, no, nigga, don't skip that. Do me a favor. Go find where we turned down that fight, where they offered us that fight that they had last night. Find that where anybody said it, whether it was Jerron, Eddie, find where anybody said we was offered that fight last night and we turned it down. Find it, but that's just how idiotic they are. They just say shit. They
No,
just do
no,
shit.
Bro,
Like
he
stop,
you
gas,
heard Boots saying,
stop it, bro. This
he be
guy's funny.
gaslighting, bro.
No.
he doesn't listen to what he's saying. He
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 doesn't.
just
ain't really gonna put
deflected.
a
He
name
just
to it. He just
deflected
gonna
the
say,
hell out of it. He just deflected the hell out of that. And I'll show me where we turned the fight down at last night. Playing.
Exactly.
the other night about we turn you made 100,000 and then 2 billion. What you gonna do? You gonna fight me, right? You gonna fight me, right? Well, that was absolutely true because if they offered us 2 million, we'll be fighting. Or we would have been fighting. But we wouldn't have been fighting because the fight could have never took place because of his IBF rules. Because there are people that had already ordered the Karen fight. People don't want to hear that. It doesn't go with what they want to believe. It don't go with what they want to believe. They only want to believe what they want to believe, and they only gonna listen to anything that makes what they want to believe true, and anything that sounds different from it. Oh, you delusional. That's it.
Yeah. We got another super chat here. Ty said, offers to.
Hold on, let me read this comment by Rich Porco. He just got in the ring with Greg Hackett. Norman Sr. isn't Bill Haney. He'll step in the ring. He got his own business as a mechanic. Seems like a great father. The entire community should back him.
Is this
Why,
nigga
Rich
his
Man,
Porco?
what the
illegitimate
fuck?
son or something? Is this his
Why, Rich
illegitimate
Porco?
son?
I hate
Why
niggas
should
like
the
that, bro.
entire community back him? Rich Porco. Like, come on, y'all.
Are
Y'all
you
gotta
man,
stop this.
Niggas wonder
niggas.
why my trigger finger itching. They
When he
always want
asked,
to
Fight
ask
fight.
Rich
boots
Porco, do he got
higher
business?
than that offers to Kovacs. Okay. I don't know. Offer to fight Boots higher than the offer to fight Kovacs. To fight Kovacs. Cubits.
That's just an idiot. That's all.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Disrespecting me, yo.
Okay. Now we get
Disrespecting me.
Damn, why he say that? And let me say this
Yo,
to y'all in the chat.
my
What do
nigga.
y'all mean? What does this mean? The entire community should back him. Like, what does this mean? Y'all keep saying the entire community should support him. We should back him. We're literally doing a reaction to the video talking about him. What are y'all talking about? We're supporting him. We're backing him. We don't
Porco, do
agree.
you back him? Do you go
We
to his
don't
fights?
listen. We don't have to agree with everything he say. That don't mean we like. Oh my goodness! Like y'all gotta
Band
stop
up is
this.
so silly.
You can't criticize nobody or say nothing or none of that. Like why do y'all do that? As if somebody black, you can't criticize them or say anything about them. Like, that's a problem. You should be able to criticize the people within your own community, y'all. What's wrong with that? It's crazy to me how we should let people get away and do fuck shit because they black. I don't understand it. I don't care if you black, white, purple, or brown. It ain't about black and white. It's about righteousness. That's what the whole thing is about. Whether you white, whether you black, whether you Mexican, whether you Chinese. I don't understand that just because you black, we shouldn't say nothing. Oh, just because you black. Oh, they just doing that because he black. Man, a whole criminal pedophile. But y'all want to say they just doing it because he black. No, they're doing it because he's a criminal. What are we talking about? Nobody is not supporting him. If we wasn't supporting him, we wouldn't even be talking about him at all. I can critique people. I can criticize people. It's boxing talk. It's the whole point of the talk, to give your opinions about things. Y'all want to shut people up and not have them say what they think or their opinions because somebody black.
They don't agree
No,
with you. Mm-hmm.
stop it.
And if it go against what they think.
And be ready to
Like
fight.
I said,
Let
hey,
me see.
and
We
like I
got
said, at
Upper
this point, it's
Ancelot up
hey,
here.
hey, boss. At this point, it's literally a army of idiots.
I
Hey,
resent
because
that.
watch this.
I
Listen,
resent
listen.
that,
Watch this.
Roman.
Here you go, right here.
And he on here calling people idiots
Exactly.
Call
and
me an
dumb.
idiot. Call me an idiot. Because after how you turned down an offer.
You called me an idiot. You literally called me an idiot because
Yep.
I listened to KO and you said his listeners and his subscribers are idiots. So he calling me an idiot, but we supposed to support the whole community. Stop it.
Stupid ass nigga.
The fight that they're talking about, the 1 point whatever they're talking about. My
Right.
son didn't even fight at that time because he couldn't fight. So how was that fight even gonna happen in the first place?
So what? Listen, let me replay it before I say this. Let me go back.
Talking about the 1 point. Watch this of idiot. I said
Upper
at this point, it's
Ancelot up
a
here.
hey boss. At this point, it's literally a army of idiots.
Uh, uh,
Hey,
uh,
because watch this. Listen. Watch this. Here you go, right here. The fight that they're talking about, the 1 point whatever they're talking about. My
right.
son didn't even fight at that time because he couldn't fight. So how was
So what the hell
See what I'm
are
saying?
we even talking about?
See?
This is a let me say this real quick, Pay. I'm gonna let y'all go. This is a non-argument. This dude literally just said the fight that he called us idiots because he was on the internet negotiating on the internet, lying and bullshitting clearly because he just said, "Oh, they idiots because that fight they talking about, and we couldn't even make the fight. My son was injured. So we idiots because we ain't know that you was bullshitting and capping on the internet."
That shit crazy.
This is the argument over with. Like I don't even gotta pay the rest of the interview. It ain't even nothing else to talk about
Right.
because you had no intentions on making the fight. It's
Exactly.
not about if you duck because you was scared or you can't beat them. Forget all that. That don't even matter. You had no intentions of making the fight. You just said it. Let me replay it because Boxing Hacker just came up here and I know he finna try to cap. Let me rewind it. Here we go.
Let me see Cap
Uh, uh,
hey?
uh,
with
Because
that
watch
today.
this. Listen. Watch this. Here you go, right here. The fight that they're talking about, the 1 point whatever they're talking about. My
right.
son didn't even fight at that time because he couldn't fight. So how was that fight even gonna happen in the first place?
You
He
tell
just
us
took
since you
it.
was the one talking about the goddamn offer, nigga. They went from
He
750 to 1.2 to 1.5. So you tell us. It's that goofy nigga shit. Excuse my
shout out
language.
to Boxing Hacker on the panel.
Sweet.
Now I'm gonna go through the panel and get everybody 2 cents. But the whole point I want to make with this last statement that he made, and he really said it like he dropped the mic, because they abandoned idiots. Because guess what? Guess what? That fight we was online bullshitting and capping about, asking for more money, saying it wasn't enough and we needed 2 million. It couldn't even be made anyway. What? So now you mad because you keep getting all this heat and criticism, and your son being labeled as a duck because you thought it would be cool to come on the internet, attach your name to Boots, Act like y'all was finna fight and was in negotiations, and it ain't work out how you thought. Or you tired of the criticism. I don't know. But now you online crashing out.
But he
That's
can't
your
be tired
own
of the
fault,
criticism
bro.
because you literally on a panel every time I look on my YouTube, you literally on Mill City with more lies on your tongue. So it's impossible that he's tired of the criticism. He's an attention whore, just like Bill Haney. He's just not as good at it.
And what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
I'm listening to this clown, you know what I mean, talk all this crap when, you know what I mean, they clearly don't want to smoke with Boots, and they seen that performance that they put on. I also got some things to say what you said about EJ, but I'll let this Boots topic go.
Okay. Boxing Hacker, what you got for the show?
Yo, Stu 2 cents. I mean, I won't go as far to call the brother a clown. I think at the end of the day, like, he's probably upset like people criticize his son so harshly, and also like, from our perspective, we look at things one way, but from their perspective, maybe they see things differently, And a lot of times, I think we might even do misspeak sometimes, and maybe there is something deeper that's happening that we don't see. I think that.
Of course.
Yeah, they're just two different. There's really just two different perspectives when you really think about it. So I wouldn't go as far as say,
Well, I think the fact that do y'all remember when that was going on? Do y'all remember when that negotiation stuff was going on?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
So think about that, right? And then you come out and say they just a bunch of idiots because that fight couldn't happen anyway.
Well, so like I did watch this
you
interview,
the
right?
one that misled the public. You the one that made people think that.
Only thing you got to do is go back to his very, very first interview.
Got your manager doing interviews with on AM Sports Media. Shout out Greg and Jason.
Damage
Oh,
control.
well, we need. Remember they had the whole budget broke down.
But
well, we got to pay this
And
much.
remember, they went on. They also went on. They also went on the Breakfast Club. They
Yeah,
also
no,
went on the Breakfast Club to
but
pretend to
here's
be
the thing,
financial
Suzanne.
gurus.
Like I watched this interview, right? And I remember at the end of it, he came back and like crashed out on like KQ, right? I think he had a point. Like at the end of the day, like I think the way like him and KQ were talking, and then he got off the call, and then KQ started criticizing him. Like
He
I
was
think
not
sometimes the
criticizing him.
criticize.
He was reading a comment that I put.
Yeah, but
let me tell you,
here's the problem. Here's
let
the
me
problem
tell
with
you
that,
something.
right?
Let
Here's
me
the
tell you
problem
something.
that KQ was talking to him for like 15 minutes. He could anything KQ wanted to say. Why would you wait until he gets on the call to say it?
First of all, did you
He
watch
just
that
had that.
whole entire live? Did you watch this whole live?
Hold on.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, what's up? Like, yeah, like think about it. Like it's like me. It's like me
Shout
talking
out
to you,
Rich
Ty.
Porco with the $1.99 in a super chat. He says Boxing Hacker is the voice of the people. Shout out Rich Porco.
The village people.
Yeah, but like Ty, it's like me talking to you for like 15 minutes, right? And as soon as you leave, I'm like, man, Ty is hard to talk to, man. She's just like Bill Haney. Like if I say that would just be me. Like I just literally just talked to you for 15 minutes.
So
And
originally,
none of
he
that
started
happened.
the
And you
interview.
done
Hold on,
pressed me.
started
You're
the
talking my
interview.
co-host, all sorts of shit. And
Hold on. Let me say
at the
this.
end
Let
of
me
it,
say this.
yeah.
Let me say this.
Yeah, go ahead.
This man went on KQKC channel,
Yeah.
talked shit about KO, called his people idiots, called other people idiots about some shit that he lied about. He got off. KQKC was like, man, he was hard to interview. Whatever he said, it wasn't no real insults.
Yeah,
It
but why he
wasn't.
said prior
Listen, listen. I don't understand why y'all think bitch shit is okay.
though? No,
He didn't say
okay, it
anything.
was not
Hold
okay,
on,
right? Why didn't just tell him that?
Let me talk. He didn't say nothing, in my opinion, for you to call back and be yelling and screaming. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah,
You
but here's the problem. 2 cents.
Let me tell you.
Like
No, let me
I'm
finish.
literally
Let me
talking to you, right? I'm literally talking to you right now. If me and stop,
I'm about to mute you. I gotta mute you.
Mute him and boot him.
I am a grown ass woman. There is no way that I'm gonna get off somebody's panel and they gonna say something and I'm gonna call back in, yell and scream and cuss at them. I'm not gonna do that. He didn't even say anything to warrant that type of response. He didn't. And it's amazing to me how men approve of this bitch ass behavior. I don't understand it.
Let me explain real quick. 2 cents. I'm not saying what he said was right, but here's the problem though. If I'm talking to you 2 cents like for like 10 minutes, right, and you don't approve of what I'm saying, let's say I'm saying things about people that you know. Let's say I'm talking about Ty, who's your co-host,
You know what I mean?
I'm talking about other people, and you're just like, oh, okay, yeah. I know people be doing that, but as soon as I
Why
get
am
off
I being
the phone,
assaulted all day today? I've
you
been assaulted
you go
all
off,
day.
you start like criticizing me.
Today is
Let me
not
ask
my
you a
You
day.
question.
just talked to me. Where's the
Boxing
energy
Hacker,
when
let
me
me
and you
ask
were
you a question.
talking?
Listen, Boxing Hacker, I've been on plenty of panels. I'm
Mhm.
always going into enemy territory. How many
Mhm.
times you think I done hopped off a panel and people start talking shit? How many
I don't
times do
know,
you think I've called back in and started screaming and yelling?
but they were talking shit prior too, though.
It don't matter.
I'm the same thing, right? I go on pounds. People don't even want to hear what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
At
Like,
all.
but
You
but
still
people
keep
have,
bringing
but
your
the way
up.
Ty's talking to me, that's
You
the
may
energy
have
he's gonna
talked
talk to me if I
start
leave the
talking.
panel too.
Boxing
It's not
Hacker,
like
how
Ty's
many
gonna smile
panels
on my
have
face
you
and
ever
then leave the
called back
panel.
into a panel and start Boxing Hacker? People talk shit to you all the time. You don't ever start screaming and yelling.
Yeah, but they don't. But see, here's the difference though. They talking shit while I'm on the call. They don't like I don't just. They're not like
Bro,
smiling
you
in my
can't
face and
fight the
then
whole
leave.
fucking internet, bro. Niggas gonna
They're not
talk.
smiling. Like the way Paige talking right now. That's the energy he has with me all the time. It's not like he's
Bro,
cool to me. Then I
let
leave.
niggas talk.
Then he starts
I
freaking out.
wonder
You see what I'm saying?
why.
Boxing
But that
Hacker, no,
but that's
bro.
what you call like sneak dissing, right? You're sneak dissing me at
So
that point
no,
That
so
was
versus
Boxer,
not
so
like
here's
being
the
real
thing.
about it.
Hold on.
that was
Boxer,
not
did you
hold
watch
on,
the whole
let me
entire
go to the
live?
part. Let me go to
Yeah, I
the
did.
part. Let me
Yeah,
go
I
to the
did.
part
You
we
watched the whole
debating
entire
about.
live. So then you heard KQ in the beginning say, all right, I'm gonna ask him some questions and then we'll get into it. Because if you I don't know if you read the comments,
The
I
best
was
I
literally the
could with
whole
him,
time in the comments like
and you know,
drop the link. So he was like,
do,
Tyler, let me get through the interview first, and if I can,
at
then
a,
I'll get to your
on
questions. Hence why he
and
starts reading my questions.
Man,
him that though,
I
and he don't
listen.
give him
Hold on, y'all. I'm about
none
to
of that.
play it. I'm about to play it.
But anyway, I saw you,
He's
Ty.
talking to
You wanted
me.
me to press him, man. It just was so hard to do that with him. You know, he just that. You know, I couldn't get my questions in. You know, the phone was interrupting. No, but he just about the baddest Bill Haney almost. I don't
See, that's
know.
sneak dissing.
Cause see, I don't know everything he went through, going through. I do know about that. Uh, um, the, when he turned down that fight, I know he ducked that fight. You know, but I tried to do the best I could with him, and but he just kept on phone ringing, kept on talking. So I don't know. So, hold on. Okay,
Y'all
yeah.
gonna be able to sneak this?
So it was a great interview. It was a great interview, though. Okay,
Hmm.
it was a great interview and everything. So, but I'm about to get out of here. I hope everybody enjoyed it. All right. Oh, there goes Brian right there.
Now put a 1 in the chat if this man just said anything worth calling back and cussing him out. Put
It
a
was
1
a
in the
sneak.
chat.
Toussaint, like I know that was a sneak diss. Come on.
No, it
How?
wasn't.
Bro, that's that
No, it
man's
wasn't.
opinion.
No, it wasn't.
What are you guys talking
No,
He
it
about?
can have
wasn't.
his own
When
opinion,
he
bro.
started talking about he's as bad as Bill Haney, right? Like, what is that?
And
Is
he
that positive?
is.
That's not a
So
positive.
yeah,
VA
bro,
He
Money
has a
who?
problem.
VA
You
VA
really
money,
Money
see
you
the
who?
way he
clown
carry the
too.
energy
Y'all,
when he
You a
talks to
clown
me.
too.
hold on. Y'all
You,
gotta be
And
trolling.
you
Y'all
too,
gotta be trolling.
BCS.
no,
You too,
Y'all
BCS.
gotta be
you
trolling,
carry
bro.
the energy the way you talked to him the
Y'all
first
gotta
time.
be trolling.
Yo,
Y'all,
he gave
Toussaint,
my
I'm
nigga a
cool.
space
man,
to
listen.
talk. What are you
Yo,
talking about?
he wasn't pressing. He wasn't pressing him when they were
Cool,
talking.
but he
It
can
was a
still have
casual
his own opinion
conversation,
about that shit, bro. At the end of the
bro.
day, he gave that
Bro,
man a space to talk.
bro. Brian Norman said he wanted to beat up KO. He was like, oh, KO doesn't, he's just a young guy, blah, blah, blah. He
Cause
had no
that's his
energy for him.
mans.
What are you talking about?
Nigga, you know they do shows together. That's his
Oh my
mans. What are
God,
you
that's
talking about?
dude. Like, Paige, salute to you, brother. The energy you have right now is the energy you have, right? If I
No,
get
nigga,
off the
cause you
call,
be
that's
acting dumb
you.
as fuck.
Yo, this
Boxing
is
hacker.
this is your
Boxing hacker.
energy. It is what it
Boxing
is.
hacker.
Yeah,
Boxing
what's up?
hacker. Let me say this. If they was in person, and he said that, you think he'll crash out like that?
If they're in person, who Brian Norman, you
Yeah.
think
Yeah, you think
and
he'll crash out
KQK
like that?
Center?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So
Yeah.
you think listen. So let me say this, because I'm in Texas.
Yeah.
You think that's worth losing your life over?
You think, man, some people are, hey, I didn't say all that, but hey, some people will
No,
crash out just like that.
I'm asking. You think that's worth losing your life over?
Do I personally think that?
Yeah.
No, but
Yeah.
doesn't
You
mean
think
he's not
because I
gonna
said
crash
you
out.
bad as Bill Haney, you think that's worth losing your life over?
Yo, it don't matter what I think. He's gonna crash if he
No, I'm
feels.
asking you, boxing hacker, because
I per I
you
personally don't. I personally don't. But not but everybody's different. That
so
has nothing to do with me.
so you personally don't agree, but you condoning it? Like I don't understand.
No, but so here's the thing. I'm not saying who's saying right, wrong, or wrong, but I'm saying the energy KQ had during the interview versus what he's saying after the interview are two
He was
different
like,
things.
he was
Two
smiling,
different things,
haha.
night
I
and
was
day,
trying to
bro.
ask
Like if I
questions.
just heard what he said
That was
after,
not no night and day energy. He said he literally was smiling and said it was a good interview. He just talked a lot like Bill Haney.
he said, "Man, it
That
was
is
hard to
no
ask some
reason to call
questions."
back and
Listen, I'm
it
like,
was hard
bro,
to ask some questions.
I
That's what
didn't
I'm
see that
saying.
in the interview. I
Y'all
don't know.
listen.
It
I
sounded like he
guess
asked some questions.
you only see shit one way.
I
If
only
it's
see
one
one.
thing,
Maybe you only see it the other
listen,
way, brother. That's what it really
if
is.
it's
No,
one
Or
thing,
maybe
Boxing
you only
Hacker
see.
y'all are
literally
so
sees it
sensitive.
whatever way that
Yeah.
everyone sees it. He wants to see it the opposite
Yo,
way. This is just who
KQ sneak
he
this to me,
is.
y'all.
Let's just
I
move
don't see how
on.
y'all can't see
Let's just
that.
move on. Like
I don't see how.
Jesus.
Well,
So
listen,
what you
KQ.
telling me is the man can't
Oh
have an
my
opinion.
God.
No. What everybody can have their opinion. Here's
Well,
the thing, though.
everybody knew
Hey,
KQ
do you want me
KC
to be cool
already
with
felt
you?
like
And
that.
then when you leave, I talk shit
Bro,
behind your back. Would that be
KQ
okay,
KC always felt like that
That
though,
was
bro.
not behind his
So what
back.
you
He
saying he
literally
should have
was
said it to
on
his face?
on live.
bruh?
So
Okay,
what you saying he could
listen,
have
man. I
said
don't
he
know
should
what
have
to
said
tell
it
you.
to his face is what
It,
you saying?
like Brian Norman came back and said the exact same thing. He said, like, I knew you were gonna talk shit about me when I left, right? That literally means that I'm talking shit about you behind your back.
So what he gonna
Like,
do
what
with
are
him,
what are
bro?
we even
They
Because
talking
ain't
about?
somebody
doing it
said
for
that
the
doesn't
fans.
mean
The
it.
Let me
energy he
say
had
this,
was
Tater
different.
Floyd.
Like he didn't just
Let me
come
say
back.
this.
He didn't call back for
Let
no
me say
reason,
this,
guys.
Boxing Hacker. Let me say this. Let me say this, right? As a female. Now I don't do this, but I am a woman, right?
Yes.
Let's say I don't even know. Let's say I'm in the room and me and my husband just got an argument. I pissed him off or something. But we don't really argue, but I'm just saying. And then I leave the room and he on the phone with one of his friends or cousins or family members or something. And I just stand by the door. And he like, man, she getting on my nerves. And he just start going off, right? And then I come back in there and be like, see, I know I'm smart. I'm glad I ain't go nowhere. I just stood by the door eavesdropping so I could have a reason to come in here and pick an argument with you. Because he didn't say anything that warranted you coming back on here and cussing me out. You just waited for me to say anything, basically. He said,
Mm,
man, I was trying to ask questions. I
mm.
was trying to da 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 da, but he just as bad as Bill Haney. All that talking, blah da 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 da, and this and that. And then he said, but laughing and smiling. But it was a good interview. But it was a
Boxing
Yo,
good
Hacker, let
interview.
me ask you a
Tucson,
question.
as you
Let me
see
ask
me
you a
here,
question, Boxing Hacker.
as I talk to you guys here, like if I go to a different channel and somebody's talking about 2 Cent, talking bad about 2 Cent, look, I have no problem with you. Me and you just have different opinions. That's the way I always carry it. Even KO, like that's me. Like anything I stand on, I literally stand on. If I'm cool talking to you, I'm always cool talking to you. You know, it's a different dynamic if I'm cool talking to you here and I go somewhere else, I'm like 2 Cents a bitch.
Bro,
That's a
he
whole different dynamic.
show that man in, but
That's
he
a two
on
different.
this
That's a,
week though.
if I go somewhere else and say 2 Cents is bad as Bill Haynes. 2 Cents not this, not this. That's a
But
whole
guess
different
what? But guess what,
dynamic.
Boxing
It
Hacker? Guess what
is.
I'm not gonna do? Guess what I'm not gonna do? When you
Yeah,
hop back up here on this panel, I'm not gonna yell and scream at you.
yeah, but it's still a different dynamic. It doesn't change the fact that I just sneaked this. It doesn't change the fact that I smiled in your face and talk wild about you when you weren't there.
Wild
So
about you. That's a stretch. So here's the
yeah,
thing, right, Dr. Hacker? So if he's really like that and he really feels some type of way, why last night he ain't clicked the link?
I mean, y'all. I told you not to block him. Time. I told you that was a real one. Remember I was telling you
But
that.
but but he
You
came
still could
back
have clicked
three
the
or
link.
four different times. So
I
why he
told
didn't
you
click
that
the
was a real
link?
one. I don't know for whatever reason him and KO have like some kind of I don't know
But why he
what
didn't click the link? You came immediately on KQ's channel talking shit about KO. Why didn't you click the link last night?
maybe because he really didn't like KO. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know what it was like. What's his internal issue with KO? But like
I don't
maybe
know. I don't know
probably
how
that's
you
what
could
it
be
is.
mad at
But him and
somebody and don't know
KQ,
what they're
though, I don't
talking
think
about.
they had an issue until KQ would like sneak this though.
But KQ
Man,
Yeah.
always felt like that though. It ain't nothing
I don't
he
know. It don't
always
seem like it because him and KQ had good
dudes
rapport.
is too sensitive. They like Mr. Glass out here in these streets, man.
Because
Shout
think
out
about
to
it,
No Cap
KQ is
in the
KO's.
building. Hold
Who the
on.
hell is
Shout out
that?
to
This
No
Brian
Cap
Double
in the
C?
building. No Cap, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
What you say?
I say, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Shit, I don't know. I don't know what y'all talking
What?
about.
Oh, we just
It's
got
KD.
through. Oh,
This
okay.
is
We
not
just got through
capping.
reviewing the interview for with Brian Norman Sr. and KQKC.
But Boxer
Yeah.
Hacker, given the situation, do you think that that's a proper way that you should be conducting yourself?
So me personally, that's not something I would do. However, when people are angry, they do what they do. You know,
But this the
right?
internet.
Like it may not be a
But why is it so easy to
proper
get you
reason for somebody to hit
angry?
somebody because
You're a
they're angry, but
grown
it's
man.
happened. Huh?
It's the internet. Motherfuckers gonna critique you all day long, bro. Like it
Yeah,
don't
but some
like
people,
And what happened?
some
He
people,
started
some
roasting
people crash
himself.
out about stuff like that. You know, like some people will flip. Like there's some people that can like take like criticism, even harsh criticism, and be all right. And some people will crash out on you. It is what it
I
is. You
don't
know.
make. I
I'm
mean, it
telling
is
you,
what it is.
I argue with people all day, so I
No,
see it.
Boxing
I
Hacker.
see
Hold
different.
on. It is what it
Oh,
is,
we
but
know.
that doesn't mean that I can't criticize it and call it out. But when I'm criticizing and calling it out, now I got to support the community. When he just called me an idiot.
No, I mean, I don't know why he was so he was wilding out, man. But
He
like,
called Ty an idiot. He called all of whoever listened to KO. He called them an idiot. He called anybody that believed the lies he was telling about the negotiations an idiot. This
yeah,
dude running
I
around thinking
saw
he's
that. I
smarter
saw
than
that.
everybody,
I saw
calling
that.
everybody idiots.
and
Like,
then
bruh.
like
I
and then
saw
it's
that.
like
You
sometimes
know,
it's basic business. If anybody ever had ever dealt with corporate America or anything like that, you know how to deal with contracts. You know how certain shit is worded in contracts as well. But it's like he not the only one that know about contracts, bro.
yeah, like I
Motherfuckers
said,
know how that shit.
some people can handle that kind of criticism. You know, like I said, like you look at people like Devin Haney who gets criticized all day, and Bill Haney who like most times he keeps the form even when he gets harshly criticized.
But who
Not
you think?
everybody, not everybody's like
But
that. Some people just like when you criticize them, they get pissed off, and I don't. I
Boxer
just
Hacker, I
think
got a
you know,
question. So
yeah,
why you feel like Brian Norman Jr. get the criticism that he get? Why you feel like that? Who you feel like causes that?
Ryan Jordan Jr. is not getting no criticism. Nobody's criticizing him.
So
Right.
I do think it came a lot from that whole negotiation that fell through with Boots Ennis, right? The whole thing where
Y'all
he
play
asked
with
for
Brian Norman still?
1.2
Because
mil, and it was
I
1.7,
They
1.8,
were
and
listen.
then he
There
switched
was no
over.
negotiations that fell through. He had no intentions on fighting. He just admitted it in the
Yeah.
interview.
Yeah,
He had no
but
intentions on fighting. There
I
was no
I
negotiations
do
that
think
fell through.
there is a certain aspect that's sort of on them, like like for instance, like they started talking about Boots was gonna lose the fight. They brought up in the like situation
But
where they didn't want to take a certain amount of money, but they ended
but
up taking less money to fight somebody else. So at a certain aspect, they do warrant like criticism because I
but
mean
that was the
they
first
bring
time.
it to the media. So what do you expect? You expect criticism,
But Boxer Hacker,
But I guess
Boost
they didn't
Ennis
expect it
them.
to be in that
That was the
level.
first. That was the first time Boost Ennis them actually even spoke on the situation. When the
Yeah,
shit first happened, bro, they never came out and said shit bad about them. They just said they turned down the fight.
yeah, no,
Now,
you're
when it
right.
got
No,
to
but you're right.
the media started pushing that shit out like that nigga duck. But they never
Hold on,
said
y'all.
nothing bad about him. He
Shout
came
out
out
to
talking bad
Jay.
about them.
No,
Shout
facts
out to
you. Yeah,
Jay
that's true.
Henderson with the $1.99 in the super chat. He says, so Hacker saying Norman Sr. feelings were hurt?
I'm not saying his feelings were hurt, but like I said, I understood
Yes, they
why he came back
out
and
here.
flipped out on KQ though.
Out here.
I
Against
thought
the
I figured that was gonna happen too. I think like I also like when it comes to internet criticism, it's a different level. We sometimes fight fans on the internet talk shit about fighters. And I think like people are human, man. Like you talk shit about them, they're gonna come back and be like, "What the fuck,"
Then you
What did he
stay off
say?
the
That's what I'm trying to figure
goddamn
out.
media. That's what you do. If you can't take the criticism in this game, then you stay off of these platforms because you're not listening to what you're saying. And when he says things, he forgets somebody's gonna call him out on it. He said a lot of little things trying to talk like his son is such a grandiose fighter. And I'm not mad at him about big up in his son. His son is not the first he's not the youngest fighter to win a title. Mike Tyson was. But those are just little subtle things. But when you start talking, you forget somebody else is listening and somebody else is going to say something that obviously is going to hurt your feelings. Because that's what we were just seeing, a 45-year-old man who is supposed to be a manager or is a manager and father of his son, and yet his feelings is hurt. He's pouring out his feelings right there that we watched in the way he was talking. Everybody's an idiot only because they don't agree with him. Everybody is wrong only because they're calling him out on the things that he's wrong about. He's just revealed that this fight that he was getting criticized for, they never even had any intentions to doing. So what do you think? Everybody's going to say, "Oh, we're sorry." You put yourself in this position by going on the platforms, by doing all the talking that you're going to do, and he painted himself into a corner. The criticism is not going to stop until you start conducting yourself in a way that, regardless of whether somebody believes you or agree with you or not, at least they can say you're being solid. He's acting like a little, let me not call him by your name. He's acting like he's inexperienced because he's claiming he has 30 years experience, but you're here on a platform in the public and you're showing how inexperienced you are. Yes, Haney and Kid Austin's son, father, they all are falling into the same category, an epidemic of fathers who go on the internet because they like feeling important. Their sons are doing well, and they make fools of themselves and sometimes cause their sons to get the backlash from what the father is doing. The father is supposed to protect the son. You're supposed to put your son in the best position possible. But you go on to forget your son is even fighting. It becomes about you.
Yeah. Yeah. So to answer,
hold on, let me finish. Hold on, let me finish playing it. Let me finish.
All right, go ahead.
I'm glad I'm smarter than the average player. You pussy motherfucker. Oh, you thought you was gonna come on me and roast me or something? I just happened to click back on. So let me see what this nigga say. Bro, fuck you. I don't give a fuck about you. The boat you came on, your own. I don't care about none of this shit. Wait, no, nigga, fuck you. Fuck you ain't trying to press shit. You wasn't gonna press it. Wait, nigga, wait. You wasn't gonna press it. No, I heard what you were saying, nigga.
I know you heard what I said, but I'm not
I
gonna.
heard exactly what you said. You wasn't gonna press shit. You no, wait.
I was gonna press you, ask you some other
You
questions.
ain't gonna press shit, nigga. You talking about I duck something? How the fuck I duck anything that you know what, bro? Fuck you. Fuck your.
Well, fuck you.
And you really think this is the kind of manager you want representing you, a boxing hacker?
Here's the thing, though, KQ, but he was right though. I keep saying, like, and that
no, he wasn't, bro.
KQ's energy was
boxing hacker.
Let's
hold on. I'm about to mute you, bro. I'm about to mute you. Let me talk. Just because you right, don't mean you can act any kind of way you want. That is very immature. That's very immature, bro. Because you right, you can yell and scream and cuss. No, sir. Come on, hacker. I know you know better, bro.
I'll say it like this.
I know you know better, bro.
If you talk bad about something, somebody, you gotta get ready for it.
He did not talk bad about him.
He did.
No, he didn't.
He did have the energy.
You're not that sensitive, bro. You that sensitive.
Okay, can we agree? Can we agree on one thing?
You that sensitive boxing hacker. You that sensitive. You that sensitive boxing hacker.
About me. I'm not Brian Norm. Look, listen, Tuesday, can we agree on one thing? The energy that KQ had after the conversation wasn't what was portrayed. He literally was talking about KO.
It was a good interview.
When he was talking about KO, remember KO and KQ are co-hosts. Did he ever defend KO? No.
He's doing an interview, bro.
Yeah,
he did defend KO. He said KO is a young man, and he said, "Well, fuck him being a young man," and all that. Like, all right, bro, whatever. We gonna keep it moving. We ain't gonna talk about that.
Same energy.
I don't need to defend KO. KO finna defend himself. I said what I had to say. Hey, bro, KO is a young man. You need to chill, basically. And then the nigga was like, "All that, like, we gonna move
That's not
on
what he said
with
either.
the rest of the interview."
Yeah, I don't know. He literally was just like, "Well, you know what these young people doing." He literally agreed with him. Like,
no, he said KO is a young man, and then he didn't let him finish.
Rewatch it. There was no pressing at all. He was right. He wasn't pressing for questions.
How did he press him? Because he gave his opinion, bro.
Listen, bro.
Here's the reality. It's okay,
boxing hacker, bro. Listen, it was a very immature thing to do. Even if he felt like his energy was, no matter whatever he felt about what he said, there was no reason for a 45-year-old grown-ass man to call back in and have that type of response to what he said, even if he did sneak diss him. Even if he did, bro. Like, what are we talking about?
They're gonna do things irrationally.
When you make people mad, boxing hacker stop. Yeah. I'm boxing hacker stop.
Yo, I argue
the only thing I will say is this.
I argue people all the time, and they get angry.
You giving him a pass? He shouldn't be criticized.
Am I giving him a pass? I'm saying what he said was correct. I said
No,
so.
it
What,
wasn't.
so there's certain things he did that like I say he warrants certain types of criticism because he does come on. He did come online with the whole negotiation thing and stuff like that. So he does warrant certain type of criticism. And that particular instance when he was talking about KQ's energy switching up, it was true. KQ didn't press him for no questions. KQ was literally agreeing with everything he's saying. But as soon as he got off the horn, he
No,
was
he
like,
didn't. He kept
no, he
saying,
was
okay,
hard
he
to
was
talk
trying to
to.
go through his
It didn't
questions.
seem like he
If
was
you
hard to
paid
talk to. It looked like
attention,
a back
he
and
was
forth
looking down at his
conversation.
notepad. He was trying to get all his questions out, but Brian Norman's phone kept dropping. His phone kept ringing, so he kept interrupting him.
It,
So
it
maybe
sounds
he didn't
good, but
get to
that's not what
finish
happened,
his
though.
interview. How
It
do you
sounds
know that? I
good.
was on the damn live. How you gonna tell me what
I
happened?
was there too.
That's what I was
No, you
saying.
wasn't.
I was there too. Ty,
You
Ty,
just
it
did the
all
Brian
sounds
Norman.
great,
You know,
hold on,
but
sometimes
like
it get a
at the
little
end of the day,
chippy.
it was an energy
Hold
switch.
on,
Sometimes
hold
it get a
on.
little chippy. Yeah, ain't nothing
Shout
wrong with
out
that.
Big Dre in the building.
Was that good, Big Dre?
What's going on? What's
It
going
was
on?
simple. Go ahead, Dre.
Big Dre, what
You,
you got for the show?
you know he brings it out of me,
Hey,
right?
BJ.
Uh-oh.
Hey Ty, how you doing today, darling? I'm sorry. Boxing hacker, I want to say this and then I want to go to bed because I got to get up early in the morning. But you bring it out of me. Now, the platform belongs to KQKC. That is his platform. And Brian Norman came on and um he did his interview. He talked as much as he could. He talked as long as he could. He put out what he wanted to put out. Okay. He also had a bunch of technical difficulties. His phone kept ringing, which meant kept getting cut out of the interview. Um, his call kept dropping. Again, interrupting the interview. And then at the end of the interview, KQ said, man, that was a hard interview. Okay. That's his channel. It was his belief that it was a hard interview. He compared that interview to talking to Bill Haney. Again, somebody he's interviewed. Okay? That's his channel. That's his right to do so. And Brian Norman came back and cussed the man out. Wouldn't let him get a word in edgewise. How how in the world can that be in any way respectful? I
Mhm.
don't care if the man if you call it a sneak diss, what you call it, it's disrespectful. The man gave you time on his platform. That's his platform. And he gave him time. There's no coming back. Why you want to come back and cuss the man out? Because you didn't like what he said? Because he said it was a hard interview? There's no excuse for that.
It sounds very poetic.
There's absolutely no excuse. There's no defending that. There's
That
no
sounds very
defending him
poetic.
coming. There's no defending him coming back and treating KQ the way he did.
That's not true.
Absolutely not.
No, that sounds victory. That sounds very
Yeah, man.
poetic. It's very poetic of you to say it that way. Well, that was his channel, this and that. Yeah, it's very poetic. Like it sounds like
That's
you're
the
reading
way it
poetry.
is, though. I'm
No,
saying
but here's the thing. Here's the thing. So yes, you're right. That's his channel, right? But guess
We have
what?
no argument, boxing hacker.
No, there's definitely an
No.
argument to be made. He made a point. He said that, hey, the way me and you were having this conversation, because it was a back and forth conversation, you weren't pressing me.
He couldn't get a
You
question
you wait
in.
for me to get off the call, and then you start talking. If he felt any type of way, why didn't he say it during the interview?
Man, it's pointless to talk to him.
Yeah,
Bro.
like
Because
that's
he's
all it is.
talking about
Like,
that he's reviewing the interview after it's over, bro. Like
yeah, and then he's
you
saying, "Oh,
can't
he's just as bad as
boxing
Bill
hacker, you're
Haney."
not
But
serious. You're not
when I'm
serious.
talking to you, you
Bro.
agree with everything
I
I'm
think that
saying.
was the Bill Haney that set him off.
No,
That's
wait.
bro,
He
this
was
the
just
worst
as bad as Bill
tried
I'm
to
Haney.
having
plead
an
the case
interview with
too.
you, and you agree with everything I'm saying. I'm
Hey,
talking
2
bad
cents.
about your co-hosts. I'm talking bad about people. You're like, oh, these people don't. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. I'm
Hey,
talking
2
about bad
What's
about
up,
other
paid
people.
in
But then
full?
as soon
Hold
as
on,
I
baby.
leave, oh
2
my
cents.
Hold on,
god, he
baby.
was hard to
What's
talk
up,
to.
paid in full?
What are we talking
I
about?
got breaking news for you. So Devin
Yeah.
Haney has requested to move the fight from 144 to 147.
Hmm.
I think
Okay.
he's.
oh
I
yeah, I
think he.
did see
I
that.
think he said he
No,
didn't. Right?
that
When did he
that
get that?
nah, that was that page. Devin Haney said it wasn't true.
Yeah, Devin
He
said
said
that
that
wasn't
that's
true.
not true.
Yeah.
I don't know who reported that, but
Yeah,
Devin said it's
I
not
just
true.
saw it pop up on my phone, so I didn't know if it was true. Up, did y'all hear that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah, he
heard
he said
that.
it's not true.
Okay. I would have said shit if he did. It would have benefited him.
Like it's crazy to me.
I mean, he needs to
Like
go to a real
seriously,
weight class anyway.
I feel like I'm in the twilight zone for real.
What?
Because I just don't understand. Like,
Senior represents what was going out, what has been out here for a while. A lot of very sensitive uh, individuals on these boxing channels, ready to fight behind the keyboard, want to cut people out, want to say what they want to say, but
LeBron Orsian is actually a fighter though, so I don't think you.
Yeah. I
He
think
fought
brother,
Greg Norman, but they had a
but
problem on the
yeah,
they,
He
panel, and
didn't
they
fight
had a
nobody.
boxing match.
that brother,
but they
I mean,
want
not
that
to
Greg
brother got
Norman. I call nigga Greg Norman.
scandals.
but just
Greg
because you
Hackett.
fight,
somebody
don't
to challenge
just because
that.
that doesn't mean you ain't acting. You know what I'm saying? Just because you fight, so
I mean, I don't know how
But I
y'all
mean,
don't see it though.
things get a
Like,
little
Still
chippy as
arguing to
boxing. Is
perform.
when you talking about shit get chippy sometimes. You know,
But
okay,
everybody ain't gonna be right 100%. I got into it with
I
Brian
wouldn't
Orsian a couple
actually,
times.
but he
I
but
wouldn't
he
actually fought
and
with
no
him
time,
and
but
that's
Greg
always
listen
good
Hammond
to
though,
did
you,
bro.
and that
fighting.
as soon as you
I
do that,
wouldn't
talk
label
back
it
to you.
that.
Won't you feel some type of way? I feel like
But bro, that's a senior citizen though, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like that shit ain't
Yeah, I
even
mean that's a senior, but so was Brian Overseer. He damn near a senior citizen too.
no,
No,
he's
he's
not.
not.
He's
He's
man,
45
hell
forty-five
years
years
no. That
old.
old.
nigga
KG
in
was
his
damn near
He's
40s.
45
that
years
man was
old.
old enough
Stop
to
it.
be his father.
How old you gotta be to be a senior citizen?
Shit, a
60.
Nigga,
Legal
legal
yeah,
50
50
50.
plus.
something.
55.
50
In your
plus.
mid 50s.
Shit,
You
when
say
you get
how
them
old you got to
handicap
be.
stickers.
Nigga ain't no senior citizen. He
Yeah,
in
you
his
have to be in your
25.
mid 50s
But
for that.
Greg, do you see the hoops they jump through to approve fuck shit? I mean,
I
you know what
like
I'm
Brian
saying? Like, I
Overseer.
don't
You know what I'm
understand.
No,
saying? That
but
nigga funny, guy.
y'all ain't admitting what KQ did though. Y'all have to admit, like, hey, that didn't
Bro, that's
happen,
that
bro.
man
He
platform. He
didn't
can
do
have his he
anything
can give an
wrong.
You know,
interview and have
if
his
that's the
own
case,
opinion.
then expect repercussions when you do things wild and you call
Bro,
wallow
it's
people. It is
his
what it
What
is.
did
opinion.
he
So
do
you
that
gonna
was
get
so
mad at a nigga for
wild?
his
Bro,
opinion?
Yeah,
y'all
I
are
just
sick.
two cents,
Bro,
two cents. Let's agree on this, right? That energy KQ was
No.
having, what he was saying
what
after the
interview?
post interview, wasn't how
Did
the
you
interview
did you
went.
see him
Let's keep it real.
smiling and laughing and saying it was a good interview though? Did you
Huh?
see that? Did you see him say laughing after he said,
Yeah,
"Oh
but then he
man,
started
I
saying, "Oh,
was gonna try to press
he's
him
hard to
because
talk
I
to.
wanted to."
I tried."
Listen,
None of that
He
he did
was
not
happened.
say
hard
it
to
with
talk
that
to.
tone. He
He
did not
was
say
hard to
it with
talk
that
to.
tone.
Okay. Hey man, y'all. Hey man,
How
listen,
you
listen.
gonna
What
talk to
he
I
somebody?
watched the whole thing. It seemed like a back and forth conversation, bro.
How
I
can
don't
you
get it.
talk to somebody who keeps having technical difficulty, who
He
wants
only
to
had like
dominate?
two
He
times.
wanted
Y'all
to
act like he was
dominate.
breaking up
He
every
wanted to
second.
dominate
Oh
the
my God.
situation all the way through. He wanted to keep talking because he didn't want to be pressed for any answers. He didn't want to be
exactly.
So
challenged. So
was there a
he,
question KQ asked
so
that he
he
didn't
kept
answer?
because he
What
kept
question
talking. This would
How about my damn super
did he
chats?
even
He
try?
didn't
Did
read
KQ
those.
try to
Instead,
ask
he
any
just called me
questions,
an
Greg?
idiot.
Mr. Greg?
How
What
about my
question did
super
KQ try to
chats?
ask?
He didn't answer those. He
Huh?
called me an idiot instead of answering the super chat questions. How about that?
when you
Yeah, I
keep
feel
An
that's all right. But I'm
talking.
talking
idiot
about KQ
asking
though.
me questions.
I'm talking about KQ. You're right about that. He did do that.
Salute y'all.
You
I'm
know,
out,
but
man.
like I'm talking about
Okay,
All
Jay.
Okay,
him
right.
and
well,
KQ's rapport.
but anyway,
Sometimes you just
so
gotta take the. Sometimes you just gotta move on.
And he wouldn't
Yeah,
do
but
it.
everybody acts different. Like if I say
Feelings were
certain
hurt.
things to some
Sometimes shit
people,
get
Stop
chippy
with
out
his
here.
feelings. His feelings are hurt because
When
of
Skip Bayless was yelling at them people, they don't smack the shit out of Skip Bayless on that show. You know what I'm saying? Like Stephen A. Smith, he be going ham, nigga. That nigga be talking crazy. That nigga be
yeah,
sounding like
man.
Macho Man Randy Savage. Don't nobody smack the shit out of Stephen A.
I mean, it's just crazy that you calling back yelling at this older man like that.
And
Like, bruh,
hey,
like
sneak
cut
this
it
man.
out.
it's
Sneak this
crazy. He
sneak this.
called
Ain't
back.
nobody care about
Period.
none of that.
He called
Ain't
back.
nobody care
Sometimes
about
you get
none of
caught
that.
up in
Only
this
sneak this
shit though.
existence, you know.
You know how this shit is on H Money Channel. You go on there, you be ready to cuss out everybody.
Yo, H1 channel is the most like violent
Hey,
YouTube channel there is.
H Money got that energy though. Like, you know, when you go over there, you know what's going down. You
Yeah,
feel me?
yeah,
Like, that's
exactly.
when you
Like
know,
they
you
ain't
know what's
nobody
going
sneak
down
this
over
and
there.
nothing. They're talking shit to you right in your face. Soon you get up on the panel, they're cursing at you. You know.
So, but it's
I
like,
mean, the
Ain't
but
crazy
nobody
then
gonna
thing
wait for you
is
to
though,
leave. Nah, they ain't
you
doing
had
none
the
of that shit.
opportunity. You had the opportunity. You gonna say like, and I ain't really trying to get in between him and KO business. I'm just trying to point out some things that he said. Like, when I see him, it's gonna be on site, but you ain't click the link. But you ain't click the link to talk to me on the internet. But
Yeah,
when you see me, it's gonna
yeah.
be on site.
The anger between him and like I don't know
What are we talking about?
something I don't know what KO did that made him so like appalled. You know, but
Well, I'll tell you what happened. I don't know if y'all remember
mhm.
about 6 or 7 months ago on the Fanon show when they had that back and forth. That's where it all started from.
Oh, for real, Financial will do it to you though. I guess.
No, and then that's another another thing, Ty. You
No,
on for none
Financial be
arguing with
the The ultimate
You
one.
all for not arguing with people about something that you know ain't like it was all like fake and false. You just said your son couldn't take the fight because he was injured.
Yeah, he
Let me
got
Yeah.
upset
about
with
this real quick.
KO on Finance channel because KO was saying that you have to pay your promoters, and Brian Norman was saying no, you don't. So they got into it about that.
Oh, so yeah, that makes sense. So so remember I said like I think there's something about different perspectives, right? Like he being in the business versus what he's hearing, you know. So like from KO's perspective, KO's not really in the business, but he speaks something in the business. So there may be things that KO is saying that aren't exactly like, from his standpoint, factual. But it happens
You
because
gotta pay
we're
your
not we're
promoter.
not
Like
most of us
that's a
not in the
fact.
business. We're just speaking our perspective.
I mean, I didn't think it was that bad. I thought that little
Facts
exchange was
don't
funny. I
change.
thought what Brian Senior said was funny, and I thought what QKC said was funny. When he was like, "Fuck you too," I
Yeah,
enjoyed it. That was
that was
entertaining to
funny.
me.
Yeah, that was some wild shit. But
So saying if it's entertainment, then we're gonna talk about it.
OG
What you
cursing
doing?
at each other's funny as shit. But like,
Yeah.
Shout out my homie Big Supreme on the Big Supreme. Click the link, bro. Click the link. And why I haven't seen you in the court? Where you been? What's up? So I wanted to do this real quick. We can get back on this, but I seen this in the Discord. I can't remember which one I was in, but it says Shakur Stevenson, April 15th, 12:24 p.m. with a tweet and delete. Y'all see it only got 802 views, but he says, I got a text about fighting Gary and Matias from a higher up. And I said, yes, I accept. Either or. Then I never heard nothing back about it. You just a hater who don't know what's going on, but love putting your false narratives out there. Now,
Who are you talking to?
I think he talking to a fan. Somebody told me he was
Oh,
He's talking
responding
his
to a
damn
fan,
self.
but it was a
He's talking
tweet
his
and
damn
delete.
self.
And so I'm like, so you telling me, Shakur, somebody called you again and didn't call you back? Somebody called, like they keep calling you, asking you to fight, and then they just not calling you back now. Ain't Gary and Matias at 140? Is he
yeah.
going to 140?
Well, I remember Gary turned down the fight though. Gary said that Mr. Gary said they're looking for a different direction.
What are you
So I
talking?
don't know. I
He
don't know
turned
how
down
far they
what
would get to.
What fight did he turn down, Boxing Hacker?
Well, he as far as like being people asking like for Gary Antoine to fight Mr. Gary Russell was just like they're looking for something different. They didn't want to fight Shakur. Shakur, on the other hand, seems to be.
When was this? When was this and where was this? Hold on. Let me get
It was
this.
an interview.
Shout out to Andre Pitts with the $5 in the super chat. He says for support. Shout out Andre.
Remember when Shakur was, me and Gary Antron used to spar all the time. I would love to run the fade with them, And so somebody asked Mr. Gary Russell, the older brother, like, is Antron looking to face Shakur? And he was just like, no, we're looking to do something different, And that was basically what happened there. So let's say that, I mean, it's not a duck or anything because it's not like they were planning, they were lined up to fight, but I don't think that the Russells were interested in fighting Shakur for a reason.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's not a duck because they don't have to fight because they're a different weight class and stuff. But
bro, you really
had
think
different
Shakur
plans.
finna fight Gary or Matias,
I
Boxing Hacker at 140?
I keep telling
His
people,
first fight
people
at
sleep
140
on
is gonna be
Shakur.
Gary or Matias.
Shakur.
His
I don't
first
know.
fight at
Shakur's a very big
140.
competitor. I wouldn't put it
No,
past him if he was to say accept the fight. I
you
would not
wouldn't
put
put
it
it
past him.
past him. Why
Hell
not?
no. Hell no.
Why wouldn't you put it past him?
Shakur's he's been like that. Like, I don't know, maybe I learned about Shakur in the amateurs. Like I don't think he's afraid to fight anybody in the pros. I just don't
And
think
I
I don't
think
think I
that's
see
where
it.
y'all keep on confusing this man. He's been far removed from the amateurs for years. He is
Huh?
no longer at the 26, 130. Like before, maybe at the lower weight classes. Yes, I was also a fan of Shakur, but as he moves up in weight, I have become less and less interested in him and more interested in what he has going on behind the scenes because it
But nobody has
apparently to
proved it. So
me.
nobody's proved
Please
that
do
to
not
be.
interrupt me, Boxer Hacker. You can wait 2 seconds to
My bad.
speak.
Go ahead. You're right.
it appears to me that his actions don't match his words. And I can't see how anybody that supports him does not see that unless they are purposefully not looking.
All right, shout out to
Now you can see.
hold on. Shout out to Mr. Altruistic with the $10 in the Cash App. He says, for boxing hacker is the smartest sounding dummy. Shout out Mr. Altruistic for the $10 in the Cash
There
App.
you go, buddy. There you go. Yeah, like I can't like Shakur to me has never shown me anything different. Like I think like when he says he feels like he's the best fighter in the world, I think he truly believes that. I like everything he says. I don't think he doesn't feel any different like internally. Like I haven't seen it. You know, like he was chasing Valdez, and he really, it's not like that was Cap. He was chasing a lot of people, and it wasn't really Cap. You know, and yeah, he hasn't shown me otherwise. The only one time I will feel like
that wouldn't even be smart for him to go to 140 and fight Gary and Matias at a way he hasn't got acclimated to with injured hands. Like it's not about if he good or if he's skilled. It's just common
but
sense.
but look at the alternative, right?
You gonna
Like,
talk over me or you gonna let me finish?
Go ahead.
And just to even think, like I wouldn't even encourage him to do that. Even if I'm like as a fan of his, like no, Shakur, don't be trying to run up there and go fight Matias and no Gary right now. You can't even fight Padley. You wincing and yelling in the ring. Why would you go up to 140 and fight Matias or Gary? Like I don't understand the logic sometimes, boxing hacker.
Yeah. So, but look at the alternative, right? So look at the alternative. You have your two peers, the two people that you're supposed to get lined up with, Tank and Lomachenko, right? Those are the two people that he's really supposed to get lined up with. Both saying they don't want to fight him, right? They both said they don't want to fight for various reasons. Blah blah. Both of them were shot down the fights. The Payda is always, the Payda and his team is always giving you the runaround. Like honestly speaking, if you're looking for a big name, he might entertain those fights. Why not? Because at the end of the day, like the people at 135, like the people he wants to fight, don't really act like they don't want to fight most times. So what's there?
So, boxing hacker, let me ask you a question. Are you a fan of the sport or just of Shakur Stevenson?
I'm a fan of boxing. Yeah, I love boxing.
So, why did you leave out Keyshawn's name?
So, there's no point in bringing up Keyshawn because he said him and Keyshawn are not going to fight each other. They are too close.
And that's okay with you.
Oh, remember boxing hacker said they got a DL relationship.
Oh yeah, they have a. I forgot. That's right.
Yeah, different level relationship. Yes.
Wow.
Different level.
Right.
But like,
I understand.
That's just code for DL. But go ahead.
you wild.
Wow.
That's a sneak this too, Ted. Don't let Shakur
Wow.
though. But now,
you the one up here saying that, boxing hacker.
No. But at the end of the day, I can't. Like if they feel that way, they feel that way. It is what it is.
But don't you see the differences? Don't you see how you picking how not just you, how people pick and choose? It's okay for him not to want to fight Keyshawn, but then it's not okay for somebody else not to want to fight him.
I don't want to see him fight Keyshawn either. I want to see him fight.
No, I'm not saying whether you want to see it or not. I'm saying he's saying nobody wants to fight me, but yet I don't want to fight Keyshawn.
Right, Keyshawn
and several other people he don't want to fight.
Yeah, but I'm just saying the difference. You picking that they picking and choosing as though we shouldn't listen to who you don't want to fight, but listen to who you're saying don't want to fight you.
Mr. Graham, I'm more interested in what I just told you.
I'm just using it as an
he's
example.
I keep bringing it up simply because you keep leaving it out. That's why I keep bringing it up.
Over 3 people, right?
Listen, I'm just using him as an example.
The problem I have with Shakur is he don't call out the people that call him out. He talking about Matias and Gary Russell, but that Tito McCarlo called him out to his face.
And so
this is what it is, no cap, right?
Herrera too.
The people that Shakur quote unquote wants to fight and call out to fight, they don't want to fight him, they ducking him. But the people that call out Shakur are not good enough to fight him. So that always leaves Shakur in this very gray area of I'm too good to fight the people that want to fight me, and I'm too good to fight the people that I want to fight.
Not good enough.
That's why he ain't never fought nobody. This dude ain't fought nobody. They want to talk about his resume. This nigga Shakur ain't fought nobody. his whole
No,
career, his whole pro
no,
career. He ain't fought nobody.
he's a multi-division champion. Like we
Oh
got
Okay,
my
stop.
God,
but who he
this
beat?
is
Fought
bullshit, man.
nobody.
He could be multi-division champion beating bums when the division is empty.
Uh,
Who he beat?
Jameer Herring, he beat somebody like that, right? And Valdez were no bums, right?
Who he beat? Jamel Herring. That nigga was 40 years old almost. He was past his
Oh,
I'm
okay,
about
prime.
to say,
okay.
wasn't he like a retired veteran or some shit?
Hey man,
That
if
nigga was almost
Shakur's
40,
that
nigga.
easy, listen, Shakur's that easy. The people who line up to
Lamar
fight,
Rose fought like Jamel Herring like years before Shakur fought him. Like
if Shakur's easy, the people who are lined up to fight him should fight him. Like
So
we
why
keep
don't
bringing
he
up
fight?
Keyshawn.
So why
Keyshawn
he
not even
don't
lined up
fight?
for
Why
Why
he
don't
don't
he
fight
people
the
fight
that.
ones that are calling him out?
Huh?
Why don't he
Muay
fight
Thai
the
called him
people
out
that
when he was
want to
on
fight
top
him?
rank. He said Muay Thai was a nobody, even though he ranked number 3 in the WBC with 5. He in the top 5 of the WBC. Called out
Mm.
Shakur. He said he ain't shit. I ain't fighting him.
But
I
Tito
then
don't
he
remember.
went
Mercado
up.
I don't.
called him
But
I
you
out.
don't
He
but
at
remember that
hold
140.
happening.
on, no cap.
I
Hold
don't
on, no
remember
cap.
that
But
happening like that.
then when he went up to 35, he wanted to bring Muratala up and fight him. You remember he retired
Yeah,
because
like
he
I don't
couldn't get
remember
that
him
fight.
not wanting to fight Mortal Tire. I think that was
You
mentioned. But I
you
don't remember
remember
him.
you remember him retiring because he couldn't fight Muratala coming up to
For
135.
all of 5 minutes till he realized
Yeah,
nobody gave a damn.
yeah. I think he wanted to fight Mortal. I can't even say that brother's name, but like I think he did want to fight him. You know, like I said the only person, honestly speaking, if we're gonna talk about Shakur, the only person I felt that he even said he didn't want to fight was Mr. Gary Russell at 126. That's the one time I would say that he seemed to like avoid a champion, and that was Mr. Gary Russell at
When
126. So
him
when
being
he
a
was at
champion.
126, Mr. Gary Russell was fighting at 126, and he was a
Was
champion.
he a champion though?
Yes, he was a champion. Yeah, and I think at that time Andre Ward was like managing his career. And Andre Ward didn't want him to fight him or something like that. But for whatever the reason, like Mr. Gary Russell was the longest reigning WBC champion. You know,
Because
and
he fight once every 3 years and shit.
hey, it doesn't change the fact, right? He's still longest reigning. Even if he fights once every 10 years.
Man, this these false
Hey,
accolades. I hate,
VA
like
Money Group. They in a way gets a lot of criticism. I hear tons of people criticizing in a way about his resume.
And we're just jumping all over the board,
Yeah, I don't
changing
know how anyway
subjects.
you
So
got.
who's talking
You can't
about
just talk about
anyway?
they
anyway.
always do that
So this is the
Spider-Man
problem.
point the finger shit. But what about him?
Here-
How about
Here's
we
the
talk about who
problem
we
that
talk
I
about first?
have with
In the
Shakur, right?
multiverse.
Yeah, they do the finger point.
Here's the
Like, what
problem
about him?
though. Here's the problem though, Boxing Hacker with Shakur, right? So
Yeah,
Shakur, he claims he wants to fight all these people, right? If they're
yeah,
busy or they're just not interested in fighting him for whatever reason. And
yeah.
then the people that call him out, he claims they're not good enough. So who is the boy going to fight?
But remember, Kid Austin called him out, and he accepted the fight
But
at the
that's
end of the day.
another thing too. You can
Yeah,
call
so
you
remember that. So
fight Kid
it's not all
Austin,
people that call him out that he says
just
like
people that can
Kid
fight.
Austin wasn't good enough, but he still gave him a shot, and look what happened.
Just people that can
Hey,
fight.
make sure y'all
You
punch
know,
that like button.
you see what
People
I'm
that
saying?
can
Like
Punch
Kid
punch.
that
You
Austin,
button.
mean like that?
who,
People that can punch, you don't want to fight them?
no, Kid Austin can punch. Kid Austin can punch
Kid
like
Austin
shit.
had what, one
Well,
damn
Kid Austin
12 round
punching.
fight, and that was by accident.
Yeah,
But
I'm talking about
Kid
record.
Austin punching,
I'm talking
punching.
about
But
he
what I'm
said
saying is
that
that
Kid
you can't say he
Austin
doesn't give
not
people a shot. He gave people
skilled.
a shot.
He knew he ain't had no gas tank. He was a kid. He said he knew he
Yeah,
wasn't gonna make the fight. He said
but,
all of this stuff about Kid Austin, which made me think in my head, like, so why
you know
would you
you could
fight
beat
him
him.
then? Why
You
would
know
you
yeah,
you
but
could
fight
beat him.
him?
what do you think
Why would
he's
you
not gonna
fight
think?
him?
You think he's not gonna think different about Herrera?
See,
Who's
that's
ranked
why
lower
this is
than Kid
another
Austin?
reason why I hate Shakur. It's because like he over there, he didn't fight none of the top dudes on top rank when he signed the top rank. It's like, all right, you
Yo,
calling out
Barbarian didn't
people.
want those fights to happen
The
though.
best fighter he fought was a PBC fighter, Dos Santos. But he had plenty of guys on top rank that could have built up his resume, like Morataya, you know what I'm
Well, Ty
saying?
didn't want
And
Well, I'm
then
about
they
to
was
let
both at
you finish
35 at
talk.
the same
Finish
time. He
talk.
right. Morataya caught him out like for a couple years now. Now he over there on Matchroom. It's a guy over there ranked in his sanction body, Andy Cruz. They both signed with Eddie Hearn, but nobody talking about seeing them. They both in the same division. They both in the same sanction body. They both on the same promoter. But you don't hear nothing about this. People say they want to see this fight. I don't see why. Like this seems like the logical fight to make. Andy Cruz versus Shakur Stevenson. They talking about Abdullah Mason fighting Andy Cruz. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, it's like Andy Cruz ranked like number 3 in the WBC, number 2. He up there now. He high. So it's like shit. Shakur need to see that, man. That's a fight that need to be made.
And it's like
Shakur need to
Shakur
get.
spending
Apparently,
all
he's
this.
not
Andy
doing
Cruz is
it.
But
the
why
first for
is
that.
Shakur calling out all
Andy
these
Cruz is
people
number
that
two. He should push
know
for it.
he not about to fight? What higher ups call Shakur and offer him Russell and Matias? Who? And why does everybody call Shakur but never call him back?
I know it's
Why?
You gotta ask
everybody.
those people.
He also
You gotta ask those people, man.
Why aren't they calling Securus business people? Why are they calling him?
this Rod Walker. See, this the problem. Like the Rod Walker got told, Murtaugh is mediocre. Okay, what? So was that
You
electrician
really
mediocre that he just fought? Was Kid Austin mediocre? But that was the best guy over there at top range. Fight the best.
Yeah.
It don't matter if you think he mediocre. He was the highest ranking guy, and he on the same road.
Murtaugh was chasing Shakur.
Prove he mediocre. The dude's still undefeated.
Murtaugh was
Give
not
him his
chasing
first
no
loss
damn
there.
Shakur. Where is this coming from? He was not calling out Shakur for years. Like I don't
Yes, he
understand. where
was.
that
It's on YouTube, dog. He was calling him out on Robert channel. Robert was calling him out. They was calling him out for it's been years now, bro.
Yo, Shakur wanted to fight Murtaugh. Do you remember that?
No, he did it. He always
He
made
literally
excuses.
literally went
Talk
on
about
like
he ain't know who was he. He ain't got
because
he acted like he
didn't
had to draw or something.
What are
Like
you talking
Shakur, you ain't
about?
never fought a pay per view. You can't big dog nobody. Talk about belittle anybody's status, dog. You ain't got no status.
People say all this stuff, but at the end of the day, the
You
people
gotta earn. You gotta build your status off of these
all
dudes.
these all the
You
all
supposed
the
to be
top
beating
five
these dudes to build your status.
were literally turning down Shakur fight. Starting from with Pitbull.
So you saying Shakur Stevenson should just retire because
no?
Everybody
You
gonna
might as well because they don't know.
Like,
How much money did Eddie Hearn invest in Shakur to put him on the event in New? How come Eddie Hearn? How come Eddie Hearn ain't had no homecoming fight for Shakur in Newark like he did Boots?
Shakur is a boogeyman at 135. That's
because
the
he don't
problem.
believe in Shakur.
No, he's not, bro.
Yeah, it is.
You gotta stop
Yeah,
this,
it is,
yo.
man.
What's
I hate
wrong
to
with
talk to
you,
you.
man?
I gotta stop this.
What's
I
wrong
hate to
with
talk to
you?
you guys, man. True is true. People be ducking
Nah, you
Shakur like
hate to
shit,
say it
man.
because you continue to say it.
Who
The
did
problem
Shakur?
is, I
Didn't Devin
think you
Haney give
believe
Shakur
that.
offer 25% for all the belts?
Yep.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
And Shakur said no
I think he
thanks.
should. I always say I feel like he should have took that offer, right?
Of course, he should have took it. He got no belts and he got no names on his resume. This is a chance for him to cement himself and then develop.
Yeah, well, I think that was a mistake on his part. I don't know why he went and tried to push like a mandatory status, but I think he should still that. I think he should just have that conversation.
So do you think this is a pay to fight finna happen, Boxing Hacker? What you think about this? A pay to fight? You think this is a pay to fight finna happen?
That's ordered, isn't it? So it has to happen at a certain
Like
level.
why is Cepeda got a belt?
No, see, that's the problem with boxing, right?
Why is this Cepeda is the priority? That's what I'm trying to stay.
He's the number one contender. He's the number one. So so in theory,
he's the number one contender for Tank too, ain't he?
No, no. Number one contender for Tank is probably Kid Austin. I think Kid Austin
is like number 2 or 3.
Kid Austin. How
yeah,
is
Kid Austin is.
Kid Austin, he's higher than WBA. He's like number 3.
These ranking bodies.
Kid Austin has had 1 12-round fight. What are we talking about?
Like Kid Austin ranked higher than WBA. I remember seeing it.
So it doesn't matter. He's ranked number 40 in WBC, but number 2 in WBA. So and Tank is.
But he didn't want no smoke with Tank, of course.
They said they're going to fight. Remember they were saying that shit. They were going to press for it. That's why they ducked Shakur. Because they probably feel like they
Who the hell
ducked Shakur? They poisoned that Turkey. Poisoned that nigga to help Shakur. They poisoned that nigga to Shakur get easy victory. Ain't nobody gonna make up all that shit. Ain't nobody laying in the hospital bed like an actor and shit on a movie set.
Right, who gonna go through all that?
Ain't nobody doing all that, dog.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rod.
Hold
on, let me read this. Rod Walker says Shakur needs to fight better competition, but arguing about him fighting prospects is not logical. Prospects try to make a name calling out champions. It applies to Tank, Shakur, and many others.
Murtaugh is not a prospect. He ranked in the top 5 in the sanction body.
He's a contender and a prospect.
Yeah, prospects are not ranked. If you ranked in the top 10, you are a contender.
No, but you can be a prospect and contender at the same time.
No, you can't. A prospect is like ranked number 30 and shit.
They have 2 different definitions.
From 30 to 20, 15 and shit.
Yeah, they have 2 different definitions. I don't know why people always think just because you're a contender, you're not a prospect. Right?
Oh my God! What does it matter? The bottom line is
retarded,
he has other options outside
it's
of
like saying the sky is blue, but it's red.
No, yeah, but they're talking about the sky. But prospect has a definition.
No, a contender and a prospect are not the same thing.
Boxing Hacker, don't start.
You're a contender. You're not a prospect.
Let me just say.
A prospect is somebody who could possibility become a contender. That's why it's called a prospect, because you have a prospect.
Yeah,
it's a prospect that you might be a contender.
You have a bright future, right? Yeah, he could be a
Hacker
prostitute. They're
cooks
two
like a
different
burnt
definitions.
TV dinner.
Yeah, they're two different definitions. They're not oxymorons or anything like that. They're not opposites of each other.
This is
Boxing
Chef
hacker, you
above
silly, bro.
boxing hacker.
Yeah, they're not
Nah,
We're
opposites. I
gonna
don't know what
see
people
what
think there.
happens. It's the same thing. It's like at this point,
It's like
like
Abdullah Mason
seriously,
is a prospect. He ain't ranked in the top 10.
Yeah,
He ain't ranked.
yeah.
I think the fact that this is what I'm gonna say, right? I think the fact that Shakur Stevenson, according to a lot of people, is in a do or die situation right now where he absolutely needs this to pay to fight says a lot about how people feel about his competition level and who he's been fighting. Like, there is no way that you should be in a position, you a multi-division champion, unified, all this other stuff, but you in a position to where you just absolutely have to get this fight, or you pretty much finna go in the other direction. Like people just won't be honest and say that Shakur has been regressing throughout his career. He went
No,
He
from
is because
main
he ain't been
event.
fighting the right
Let me
competition.
finish. Let me finish. He went from main event
Mm,
to quadruple undercard overseas
mm.
in Saudi Arabia, getting booed at a place where they don't even applaud. It just doesn't make any sense. To getting lowball allegedly by Turkey because he, I don't know, whatever reason, feels like you're not worth the money all of a sudden when money's never been an issue and they print their own money over there and they willing to cause inflation in their country for boxing matches. So I don't understand why he would be getting lowball by Turkey. That just really doesn't make any sense to me.
And now he been
Yeah.
So
dropped by Turkey. Didn't Turkey just say he ain't paying for none of that?
You
and
said what?
so I mean, I'm just saying, like, what do we be talking about? Like,
He's not.
what are we talking about? What are we talking
So
about?
he's not regressing, right? So Shakur has what
Yes,
he's
he
very
is.
competitive, and he wants to fight the best competition. I mean, from what I can see, right?
That's cap.
So he wants to fight Zepeda, you know.
If he wants to fight the best
So,
competition, he should
yeah,
just
like
fight the best competition available to him.
no,
Which
but
he
he doesn't.
doesn't do.
No, he wants to fight the best competition. You don't want to fight
No,
what's
but
available.
the only way you fight the best competition is by fighting the best competition available. To work your way up to.
There are like number one contenders. There are
No,
other
like that's what I'm
champions.
saying. Like I don't think
You
he
know, like
Muritai can beat Shakur, but
here's the thing.
Muritai be the best win on Shakur resume if he beat Muritai. Like you
You
even got a
act like this
Muritai
is
on your
supposed to happen, brother. I
resume
don't know where he gets more tire stuff from.
But Hacker,
Like,
didn't you
because he
just
ranked high in the division at
letting that
35.
fight
Nigga.
happen, bro. Did you forget that?
Who is Yoshino, nigga? He ain't better than Muritai.
He was number
Who the
6.
fuck is goddamn?
Shakur
Who
came
the
into
fuck is
the welterweight
goddamn
fight
Patty
number
Melt?
But
Nigga, who's the
boxing,
dude that just
you put
fought?
in too much. You put in too
The
much on these
electricity
rankings
fought,
because we
nigga.
all know that
No.
they can be bought and paid for. You put
Who?
in too much on these rankings.
But that's what we follow, though, right? I mean, it is
The
what it
rankings
is.
is
If
the
they can be
pathway to
bought
the
and
belt.
paid for,
So
if
what
they
he?
can
So
be bought and
so we're
paid
gonna
for, what's
say
the
so we're gonna say for Shakur, because this is the thing though. Like, I
Yeah.
don't understand why people would duck Shakur Stevenson. Like, I really don't
It,
I have no
understand it
clue
Nobody
because
ducks
why.
for
This
it's
is
Shakur.
this is
very
it's
clear.
not.
wild.
No,
It's
don't call
very.
me boxing hacker. Do you know how to wait your turn to talk?
I'm sorry.
No.
Please,
But
like, let's work on that. Let's work on that.
yeah, you're right.
So, like, I don't understand, like, why would you duck Shakur Stevenson? Like, what is it? Like, why would you duck him? Like, it's not like he's just in the ring, just not getting hit at all, and you looking crazy, and you swinging and missing and spinning in a circle. Like, he not doing nobody like that. And so I don't understand why people would duck him unless it's for business reasons.
I mean,
That's the only thing I can see. Is
so
because you want to be paid so much money, which means your level of competition can only be to a certain level, is what I feel like, right? Because if you want to be paid 3 million and all of this stuff a fight, how much can we pay an opponent for you realistically?
And are we going to recoup any of those funds?
but here's a complexity with Shakur, right? What makes Shakur such a terrifying fighter to fight? One, you're right. So like,
Terrifying?
yeah. So I'm
You
being
see
real
these,
with you.
you
Like,
see these
as far
buzzwords?
as far as in the boxing aspect, right? Shakur, you're right. He's not a knockout puncher. He's not like a Tyson or anything like that. However, his style makes people look bad. You can get
Well, you look
outclassed
fine
by
to me.
that style very easily. And then when you get outclassed, it's like a bad look on you, even with like upcoming fights. And then you're right.
Getting
Like,
knocked out ain't a bad look.
huh?
Getting knocked out ain't a bad look.
So Well, but who you getting out? So it's different. How can I say? It's like you like if I'm boxing, right? Sometimes the people that knock you out, you still feel like you got a better chance, right? Because maybe you feel like, oh, like it's just a tough competition. I just gotta avoid his punch. Versus somebody who like is like a very superior boxer who can move around the ring. Sometimes those guys just make you look bad. You know, like they're hard to hit. You may not be scoring the whole night. You know, like that's a whole different dynamic, you know? And
With
Well,
all
and
this
that's
you
just
talk
something
about
you
not
secure
really
be the
boxing,
worst things, but
Hacker,
no,
didn't you just say he
there are a
turned
lot.
down
Sometimes
fight?
be the person who boxes really well.
Hacker,
Hold on, go
didn't you
ahead,
just
Mr.
say?
Greg.
I was saying, Hacker, didn't you just mention earlier that Shakur turned down the fight with Devin?
Yeah, I think he should have took it, right?
Okay, if he
Yeah.
turned down the fight, where was all of these accolades that you're giving him? And he's not afraid of anyone. He can make anybody look bad, et cetera, et cetera. Nobody wants to fight him.
Mhm.
Why did he turn down? Why are you glossing over that he turned
So
down fights as
yeah,
well? A big fight at that for him at that time.
yeah. So the thing, I'm a big Devin Haney fan, right? I'm down.
I
I like
get you.
both I
are
like
you?
Devin Haney. Yeah. I'm a big Devin Haney fan. Yeah, but the thing
He's
about Devin Haney,
co-founder of Hanos Clan.
I knew that.
yeah,
My
yeah,
point
yeah,
was I
yeah.
haven't mentioned Devin name in
That's
months,
right,
so that's what
buddy.
I was saying.
Hanos all day, you know. But
Oh,
like,
really?
but here was the thing, right? I don't think he's afraid of Devin.
I
I
didn't
don't
say
think it
he
was a
was.
situation. I don't think it was like Teofimo situation where he just didn't want to fight Devin. I think he honestly felt like that the offer was beneath him. And Shakur has been like that. Like sometimes he like I think there was a fight at 126 that he also felt like the money was beneath him, you know. And that's why he decided to like, push the mandatory status, you know. And to be fair, even though I'm a Devin Haney fan, I like considering that Devin Haney was like completely drained at 135 and those two fighters know each other, you tend to have to lean towards Shakur in that fight because of the weight drain. Plus, they know each other. You know, like
But
Devin
Boots
Haney
is supposed to
went in
take a
at a
pay. But
deficit.
Boots is supposed to take a pay cut. See, that's the issue with Shakur. Everybody else supposed to make sacrifices to get fights they want, but not Shakur.
And I believe
Yeah.
if
So
you're
I
asking
think
me,
that I
that's
think
the
I
reason
agree on
he
that,
has
right?
not been elevated to the next level, right? Because sometimes you have to take a short for an opportunity to get to the next level. And that looks like it's something that he's just not willing to do, which is why possibly they're not in a rush to do anything else for him because they're shelling out all this money and they're not recouping that much of it. And you're not a big enough star for them to just say the hell with the funds or we'll get it back on the next fight, right? Because to Sid's point, he is actually regressing.
Yeah, I can't see regret. I don't know about regressing. I think that's a very
So
strong
his
term.
last two fights in his hometown went
Yeah.
from 10,000 to 8,000, and then you were slapped on a double undercard across seas. That's not a regression to you.
So when you said double, so let's clarify one thing. That's that card, and it was supposed to be the biggest card of the year. So yeah, he
And
wasn't the
it
main event
was
on
a
a stacked
bust.
card. And when you
But
call a card stacked, that means that
it
every
was a
the
bust.
wait. When you call a
It
card
was
stacked,
a
that means
bust.
numbers of fighters on that card can headline their own event. It wasn't just Shakur. There are other
Shakur
fighters that can
cannot
headline their
though,
own
or he
event as
would
well.
have, but he
Yeah,
can't.
yeah.
So
So
in
it
hindsight,
was stacked. So you can't just say it was just like any card. He just went somewhere. That
Boxing
was supposed to be
hacker,
the card of
why
the year.
aren't you telling Shakur Stevenson
Yeah,
to take the pay cuts to make the fights?
to
Please
fight
tell
who
me
Lupita
why you are not advising your fighter to take the pay cut to make the big fights. Can you
with
please?
which pay cut are you talking about in particular?
Any
Like
one of them, any choose one.
so, like I said, the Devin Haney one. I think he
William?
should. I think the Devin Haney one he probably should because he would became the incentive was undisputed, and all roads lead to Shakur if he becomes undisputed, right? So I think at that point, if you believe in yourself, just take it,
so
or
he don't
at
believe in
least like
himself.
push Devin on his word. Like like I don't think there was a formal like contract or anything, but push him on his word. Because one thing about Devin that we know throughout the years, like when Devin said he wanted to fight something, wanted to do something, he normally stands on it. So like you push Devin on his word, like yo, you stand on you. So you said this, let's do it. I think he should have done that. Yeah.
So you see the picture you're painting of secure.
Wait, but I don't agree with like anything was a pay to no.
Boxing
The
hacker,
pay
you
to
gotta
So
doesn't
let
is
have an
Jay
somebody else.
dropping
incentive.
the flip
Let
flopping?
somebody else talk.
Here
Go
it
ahead. Go
come.
ahead, Mr. Greg.
I was just saying, you see the picture that you painted of him. You've painted a picture that he's one way, but you're steadily now acknowledging he's turned down fights. He wants more money. He thinks these guys are beneath him, or the guys that he wants to fight don't want to fight him. So
Yeah,
you're not being consistent. If Devin and Shakur had a fought the fight that he I had
yeah,
offered and Shakur won, do you think Shakur would be in a better position today?
yeah. Definitely.
So
Shakur,
does that tell you that Shakur is not really use whoever his business people are, they don't
yeah.
have a good plan for him to move forward?
I get so. Like I said, the incentive was there, right? You
But
know,
I'm
like so.
saying,
You look
do
at
you
when you
think
talk about incentive. So
that was a good
I'll
move?
put this in perspective for you, Mr. Greg. I'll put this in perspective for
Before you
you,
do
right?
that, do you think that was a good move to turn the fight down?
I said before, I think he should pursue what the original
There
offer
you
that
go.
they were saying. Yeah, I agree with that, right? But to say, for instance, like people will say that Errol Spence given Terrence Crawford everything he wanted, or a lot of
Why
things he
does it
wanted
always
during
have to go there?
negotiations, was like a bad move on Earl Spence's part. But there was incentive there as well because Earl Spence also wanted to become undisputed, right? So
Okay.
there was incentive. Zepeda is a good fight. There isn't real incentive for Zepeda has more incentive to fight Shakur than Shakur has to fight Zepeda. If we're really being honest about it,
But he's been
Zepeda is
calling
just a name
Zepeda's
on his
name
resume.
out.
Huh?
He's been calling Zepeda's name out. They've been going back and forth with this for what, over a
Yeah,
year now.
yeah, but see, so here's the backwards dynamic. Zepeda is the one meant to call out Shakur because Zepeda is the number one contender. Zepeda is the one that has the option to request for a mandatory. So Zepeda is the one meant to call out Shakur. It shouldn't be the opposite way around, you know. And the fact is it speaks problems about boxing in general. But yeah, but as far as him taking way less than Zepeda, there's nothing he gains from Zepeda besides the name on the resume, which I don't know how much that elevates him anyway. For real, for real. I think the things that elevate him in his career are fighting his true contemporaries who
So if he
either
don't fight
Lomachenko.
Zepeda, who he gonna fight? Boxing Hacker?
Yeah, so I mean, if like I
Now
said before,
Zepeda not even good enough for him to fight.
I think I said before, I think he needs to press out Tank. I think that's or press out Lomachenko whenever
Why
he
is
comes.
everybody's name always Tank? There are other people that
Lomachenko
That
is
can
that's
damn
fight
near
you
that's his true
retired,
too.
and Tank
contemporary.
got
That's
other
why.
shit to do. Tank ain't
Huh?
worried about Shakur right now. He got
Yeah,
other
but
fights
So we
to
gonna
yeah,
sit
do.
around and wait
yo,
for him like a cheerleader?
yeah. So like, here's the thing though. Like, if you ask me what he should do, I think, like, honestly speaking, if Zepeda's not trying to fight, unless like Andy Cruz wants to push his status over Zepeda, like, yeah, why you gotta press out your contemporaries to fight you, man. Here's what it
Oh
is.
no.
Like
Except
the
his
way,
brother.
hey,
Except
I'll put
Keyshawn,
it like
because
this.
they've been
Remember
going
Wilder
back.
was chasing AJ? AJ was his true contemporary, right? Wilder chased that man for a minute.
But he also fought other fighters.
Yeah, he did, but he still chased AJ. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's what
But it's
Shakur
other
should do.
fights that Shakur can make though.
With who though?
It's
When
other
David,
fights
when
for
David
Who he
him.
wanted to
Benavidez
fight?
realized that Canelo didn't want to fight him, he went on to make his own path. When is Shakur going to do that? Is our question.
I mean, he tried to fight Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia didn't want to fight him. So like,
Man,
And not trying
Boxing
to fight
Hacker,
no damn Ryan Garcia. Mute him and boot him. Thank you.
Boxing Hacker, you gotta stop, bro. You gotta stop. You gotta stop, Boxing Hacker. Come on, man. He did not try to fight no damn Ryan Garcia. Come on, Boxing Hacker. You
what are
gotta
y'all
stop,
talking
bro.
about? Do y'all don't remember?
You gotta stop, bro.
Wait. Ryan said he would fight Shakur. Do y'all don't remember that? And then
That don't mean
Shakur,
he tried to fight him because they talk shit on the live.
yeah. So he was interested in that fight at least. Vocally. Okay, let me just say
At
vocally, he
least all
wanted
he
to fight
gotta do is
Shakur.
be interested in the fight. Vocally? Boxing
Vocally,
Hacker.
yeah, there were no offers on the table, right? We can't say there were negotiations or nothing, but vocally,
I bet you he was not gonna fight Ryan
or
Garcia.
spoke on an interest in fighting Ryan.
Ryan Garcia would drop Shakur.
I don't think. I think Shakur beat him just like he beat him in the amateurs. I don't think Ryan could beat Shakur. I don't think
It's
so.
like Ryan couldn't beat Devin, huh?
You mean outside of the? Oh my God. Okay.
I mean, outside of let's not talk about that fight. You know what happened there.
Yeah, we do. He got
Exactly.
his ass whooped.
Dribble.
Yeah, he got
His
Spalding.
anniversary is
by
coming
by
in 4 days
by us
too.
by
Spalding.
mutated soldier.
No,
Austrian.
I don't think
Spalding.
so. So was he
Austrian.
mutated in the 3 times in the amateurs that he got his ass whooped too?
Hey, you guys talk
He
about three. It's
fans told you.
3-3, Ty. It's not three. He didn't just win
Boxing
three.
Okay,
Hacker,
so
you
why
love
is it
talking
so
about
out
the
of the
amateurs.
realm that Ryan beat
He
him?
won 3,
Why is
lost
that so
3.
inconceivable?
And the latter 3 was Devin, wasn't Ryan.
Oh, please,
Let's
child.
not forget that. The latter 3 was Devin.
And
So,
then Ryan got
Ty,
his man
what do y'all
stripped
think
and mollywopped.
speaking of, we got Devin with the fight coming up, which Boxing
Yeah.
Hacker don't even
It's
talk
not even
about
mentioned.
Devin
I
Haney.
didn't
Fatal
Like, they don't
realize.
Fury.
even talk about it. Like, they
Fatal
don't say
Fury.
nothing. The Devin Haney fans is oddly quiet, right? It's weird. Like, where is Haino's clan?
Hanos is
Well,
here,
here's one
man.
Y'all
apparently
not
who's
Hanos is
talking about
here.
masquerading
the
on the
fight,
panel.
nothing.
Ain't no
And
more
so
Hanos.
some,
Hanos
I
is eternal, brother.
can't remember who it was, but
Hanos
they
is
was
dead.
like, they felt some type of way because I was saying that this fight for Devin Haney was gonna be a tune-up, and they were like, "No, it's gonna be a tough fight for Devin, this and that." And I was like, "Well, I didn't think it would be a tough fight for Devin. Like, I think it's gonna be a tune-up for him. He gonna get in there. Hopefully, he looks good, and then he gonna move on to the next fight." But a lot of people are saying that there is a chance that this is gonna be a tough fight for Devin, and he picked the wrong person to fight, and it's a lot of people picking Ramirez, right?
Ramirez.
It's
Ramirez
a
is
lot of
trash.
people picking Ramirez to win the fight. And so I'm just like, was I tripping or is this really finna be a tough fight for Devin? What's y'all two
This
sis? What
this
y'all
what
think
it
about
is. The Devin Haney D riders, they trying to make it seem like he fighting a tough fight. And it's a Ramirez is trash. He's past his prime. He trash. The dude it wasn't that good to begin with. He got a vacant belt. Josh Taylor beat him pretty easily. Josh Taylor's booty cheeks. You know what I'm saying? It's like these dudes come from a weak era at 140. Like the fighters at 140 now is way better than that era right now.
That's
So I'm
true.
like,
That's true.
Devin Haney should
Yeah.
easily beat him. If he don't, it's because he washed up himself. He damaged goods. So this is like
Mm.
the test. This is a tune up for Devin Haney to see if he still is able to be at the top
Is he
level.
not shell shocked?
And
Yep,
I
If he
mean,
not,
exactly.
people took that as me hating. I'm like, guys, how is that hating? Like, that's being
It's
very
not. It's a
reasonable.
legitimate
That's
question.
exactly what they should do. That's exactly what they should do for Devin.
That's exactly. Everybody's so darn sensitive about everything. Everything. This is a brutal sport that has no room for sensitivities, and yet that's what you see, especially on the net, on these platforms.
And as grown men, it's quite disgusting.
Embarrassing, to be quite honest. But I think I agree
And
with
it's
no.
even more embarrassing for the people trying to defend and condone it.
Yeah, I agree with no cap. I think Devin should. This is a tune up for him. I think this is a test to see if he's shell shocked. Um, and we'll see it. But he should most likely win. But you never know. Somebody gonna come in and not having it, and we've seen it. So I would
And I
hope
see Jose
that
practicing that hook.
Devin,
Mm.
I've
That's what he
seen
gotta
it.
lose anyway. He can practice all he want, man. Yeah, keep
I mean,
practicing.
so y'all think people gonna
Keep
start
punching.
coming at Devin with hooks now? Now, let's not get it twisted.
Ryan
Everybody
got a
ain't
hell of a
Ryan
hook. That's
Garcia.
yeah,
Like, let's be for real.
not Ryan.
Everybody is not Ryan Garcia. So
That's
everybody ain't
true.
got that Ryan Garcia hook. But you think people really think that that's his weakness, just all around?
I mean, if you're crazy, yeah.
Well, it's one of them.
I wouldn't say all
If you're
that.
if you're crazy, sure, why not?
I
At
mean,
the end of the day,
sure, we'll
like
go with that.
on paper, it should be a two. It should be you should favor Devin. Stylistically, you probably should favor Devin as well. Now the question is always gonna be like, is Devin gonna be like the same fighter when coming back into the ring?
Yeah, I
Like
mean, and the
that's
question should
always
be
that's
answered
always,
within what, 2 weeks?
what do you mean?
It, you said is Devin going to be the same fighter? We should have those answers within 2 weeks because he is fighting May 2nd, correct?
Yeah. So that's something
Uh-huh.
we'll
Where's
have
that
to
fight
see.
being held?
New York
Where in New York?
and what you call it?
I think it's a secret because it's
Nobody can
surprisingly
still
because
tell me
it's
where the
only
hell
invite
this boy is
only.
fighting at. Is he fighting in the alley, under the stairs? Where's the boy fighting?
If
I
somebody's
think it's a
Don't
secret because
worry.
it's invite only, Ty. I think it's like invite only. It's supposed to be maybe at a secret location or something.
Yeah, so
It's gonna be
secret that
popping,
nobody
guys. Don't
know,
worry.
including the
It's
boxers.
going to be popping. That's what
It's
matters.
going to be empty.
Fatal,
That's what it's
fatal
gonna be.
fury, All right, it's gonna be popping, though. It's not gonna be.
See, the only reason there's doubts about Devin Haney is because he took too many punches. When he was
Y'all
already.
paying? Hold on, y'all paying $60 for the fight? What happened to the $25?
I ain't paying nothing. I'm streaming that hoe. The fire stick getting brought out for that one.
Yeah, but that
I got it brand new in the box. That ain't even open.
Well, surely. Well, wait a minute. Surely, Boxing Hacker is going to pay full price for it because he.
I
just
am.
his
Hold on,
fighter.
I
Ain't
know
that
the
correct,
fight not
Boxing Hacker?
$60. I know the fight not. Hold on. Wait a minute. Stop the presses. I know the fight not $60. I know y'all ain't been bouncing up and down on
They
Turkey
can't tell
Johnson
us where the
about
hell
how the
it is,
fights is
but they can tell us how much it
$25
costs.
and now they
This is
60.
outrageous.
Is this true or not? Can y'all confirm this?
I
But
didn't see that.
I thought Turkey didn't care about recouping any of his funds. Boxing Hacker, it seems that's what he's trying to do now. If indeed the fight is $60.
Okay, Rich Porco say it's
I
for
don't
2
know.
events, not one. What are those
What
2
two
events?
events?
Porco? What 2 events? And what if I just
It's
want one
only them
event?
3 fights
It's
on the
2 events.
card.
It's the Canelo event as well.
Oh my God! Stop
Yeah,
the cap.
Canelo's
What
fighting on the
Canelo
same
event?
week. Canelo's
How
fighting
Talking
on
is
about
the
the
same week.
school?
Canelo?
Yeah, Canelo versus Skull. Yeah.
But wait a minute, time out. What? What are we talking about? So you pay $60 for both pay-per-views?
Oh, you paid 90. Oh, they said you paid
No,
90
it's
for
60
both.
for 190 for both. So you can get
Let me
either
tell you
one or you
something.
can get
Let me
both.
tell you something. Let me tell you something about business, marketing, people
And
buying
that doesn't even
stuff.
add up.
If it gets too confusing, people not gonna fool with it. They're not gonna do it. If you trying to do a 2-for-1 a deal and buy two and then the pay-per-view this that list, if it's too confusing, people are not going to do it.
Yeah,
Period.
Mm-hmm.
that might be a thing.
They're not gonna do it. So I don't know
Turkey
why
is
they
trash.
doing
Turkey
it.
is trash.
Turkey's straight up trash. All his events are trash. Don't nobody
All his
watch them.
events are trash.
Yes.
No cap. You should remove the
That's what
no
the
from your
brother
name, bro.
said.
That's all cap.
What big fight he put at? What big event he had?
Yeah, big event. The last event, right? Wait, what do you
No, he
mean?
No, that
didn't.
was
Nah,
not a
come on
big
now,
Revolve
Boxing
event.
Hacker.
versus
That was not a
WSC
big
was a
event.
big
That
event.
was
I
not a
don't
big
know.
You
But
be
they
event,
talking
talking
about
Tosin.
that
a
shit on
lot of shit.
ESPN
You
the next
gotta
day.
stop
They
this.
talking about it on all these other
It wasn't.
mainstream
It
news.
wasn't. What do you mean mainstream? For boxing, it was a big event. I don't know.
No, it
No, it
wasn't.
No, for
wasn't.
the internet, it was a big event, not boxing.
For boxing, yes, it
Sterling
was a big
Crawford
event.
was a big event. Like people that didn't even
YouTube, it was a big event.
It was a big
talk on
event
the
in general. I
boxing
don't know if
channels knew
y'all
about
make.
the Errol Spence fight.
Boxing Hacker. It was a big event, but only did 45,000 pay-per-view guys. That's a big event to you.
Where do all these numbers be coming
Man,
from,
that's what
Ty?
Devin did against Regis,
No.
ain't it? Ain't that
Yo,
what
Yes,
Devin
it
did
y'all
against
will.
know,
Regis?
you will just be making up all these numbers. I don't be know where these numbers be coming
Hold
from.
up. So the numbers that Shakur posted on his Instagram, those
Yeah.
numbers, those are the real numbers.
Was it like
Globally,
365? I don't know.
globally,
Was it globally? I don't know. I
it was
can't say.
globally. It was globally.
And then the ones posted for Tank
Wow.
were only in the US, right? And then they're globally different numbers. Even though none of that was stated.
Yes,
But
Obviously.
See, the problem with
obviously.
Turkey is he don't know how to promote. Like the reason why Better
exactly,
Be
That's what I'm
Bebo
Mojo.
did
saying.
fight.
I don't. That's what I'm saying. If you're not even on the zone, you don't even know there's a fight coming up May 2nd. Only reason I even remembered is because I was watching the fights the other night and they had this little banner streaming at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, but
They
he
did the
does they
press
do
conferences way
promotions
too
though.
early. They did the press conferences way too damn early.
And
There's
I
no
keep talking about
commercials.
it and bring it up because the Devin Haney payola crew ain't pushing it and talking about
I'm
it no more
telling
like
you.
that.
They don't
Payola
know how to
crew.
promote a fight. They don't know how to
Y'all don't
generate
see Fly Frequency
attention.
on the
They don't know
panel
how to
no
promote
more. Where
Devin without
Fly
clout chasing
Frequency
Tank.
at? Where Fly
Nope.
Frequency been?
Nobody's
Where Fly
nobody
Frequency
needs a
been?
cloud chase. It's not only Devil on that card. Tio and Ryan also are on that card. Y'all know that, right?
Right. They
Yeah,
Tio
we
not
been
do
fighting each
know
other
promoting,
that.
though.
right?
Yeah.
Tio been
The
promoting
card is
himself
good.
before
I don't
the fight.
understand I don't
It's
understand
not
where all this
good.
like imaginary
Three
hate comes
good
from.
fights on
Like
that
It'd be
it's a
card.
good
real
if
good
Tio was
card.
fighting Ryan or Devin was fighting Tio.
Yeah.
Right.
So hopefully they'll get lined up with each other in the next go round. So it's supposed to be like something in succession, right? Like this is the first
It
step. They
ain't.
have to fight individual fights and then they'll start
Boxing
getting lined up
Hacker,
with
you
each other
can't even tell me
afterwards.
where the damn fight is gonna be.
They
They haven't
not gonna
posted it
tell
yet,
you
so I
because it's
can't tell
invite
you.
only, Ty. Because nobody can
This is
come.
what I'm
Remember,
saying. This is what I'm saying.
it's invite
Oh my
only.
god.
Don't worry, it's gonna be popping
It's
and
invite only in
How
the
the
middle
hell
of
you
the
yeah.
know you
week.
ain't gonna be there? How the hell you know you ain't gonna be there?
Hey, I might be invited. You never know.
No.
He
No,
might be invited. He might
I
be.
might be invited, buddy.
He might be
You
invited.
know,
He
you
might have
never
went to the
know.
turkey party. You went to the turkey party, Boxing Hacker?
Nah, I ain't go to the turkey party, man.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
He
okay.
has a very DL relationship with Ryan with Devin and Bill.
Oh my goodness! Don't say about where y'all get that from?
Boxing Hacker. Do
Yeah,
you have any DL friends?
uh, I define DL first.
Different level, like
You
you said.
defined it.
Yeah, sure.
You have friends that's like you got friends you got a different level with.
Friends who are like best friends. Yeah, sure.
Whoa, pause, man.
Mm.
Hit the
Okay.
pause
Best
button,
friend.
man.
Pause on best friends. Okay.
We listen, we don't judge.
I judge. I don't know what the hell you talking
Y'all
about. I
wild, man.
judge.
Y'all wild crew, man.
Different level,
Y'all
man.
wild
Jesus
crew.
Christ. That sounds worse than Dick down low to me.
Okay, do right. we don't we
Y'all
don't
In
know
that
where
stupid.
the fight is.
level, Boxing Hacker, can you
What's up?
confirm what
Elaborate on
level you
that.
think that Shakur and Keyshawn are on? Like what level you think they on?
They have a
Is it
close
like a
friendship.
level
I don't know how to say.
three,
Like they're like best
5?
friends almost or family.
Mm.
Yeah, like I mean, it is what it is. Like I think Keyshawn spoke on it with his mental health and everything. So I mean, I get
I'll
it.
tell you what, Keyshawn will fight Shakur. I'll tell you that right now.
That's not what he
Keyshawn
said.
is getting very
No,
big
that
headed.
is
Oh,
what
you
he
give him
said. He
time.
told him send the contract.
Yeah,
Yes, he did.
I don't remember that happening. I remember Keyshawn
Of
saying
course
that
you don't
before.
remember
Go to his Instagram
I
page.
remember. I
Scroll
remember
down.
Keyshawn's been asked multiple
I
times, and
think
he's
I
always said,
posted it. Hold on. I think I posted it, Boxing Hacker. You might be in luck. Let me see
"Go ahead."
if I posted that. But so what's the levels of the it is 2 cents after dark, Boxing Hacker. What's the levels?
Oh,
Whatever you say.
look
They're
at
just
look at
friends,
now.
man. Ain't nothing like that, man. Come
They're
on.
just friends with a
Let's
No, I'm
DL
not
just
do
trying to
that.
understand the
relationship.
different levels. Enlighten me. I'm a female. I don't understand the different levels of the male relationship. Could you break them down for
The
me?
different levels
Please
of
do.
the
Oh, this is getting interesting.
no, they're close friends, man. I mean, it's what it is. Like, their friendship goes deeper than boxing, right? Like they're almost family, I guess.
Right, deep enough for them to be in their robes together in a room.
Yeah. There you go. I
Uh,
didn't say all that.
Mhm.
You said that time.
The
I said that
robe.
because I
You
saw
where's the
that.
robe?
There's a
You saw the
picture of
robe.
them. There's a picture of them in Keyshawn's room. It's
Yeah.
Keyshawn's brother, and Shakur in their robes.
Wow. DL relationship. There we go.
Yeah, I think they were looking at this is when Keyshawn had his new baby, but I was still confused as to why they were all in
You
robes.
see it, Boxing Hacker?
Yeah, I see. All right. Well, let's see if Turkey sends the offer then. Okay. I guess if money talks, right?
if it's business, we've seen
Yeah.
best
If
friends
you
fight
put, I
before.
guess if you put enough money on the table, they'll fight. You know.
Here we go with the money thing. Here we go with the money thing again, Boxing
Yeah. If you
Hacker.
put enough money on the table, they'll fight. I guess. Yeah.
Why he cannot? Why he listen? You want everybody else to take less money, but Shakur. You want
Bro,
everybody else
I
to
don't.
sacrifice
So
for what they want,
Shakur
but
probably
Shakur.
needs a
you
man.
asking me right? I want to see Shakur versus Tank. I think that's a fight that needs to
Bro,
happen.
oh my.
I
Okay,
don't
since
care
that
about
fight isn't
y'all.
happening,
Keep
who
saying
else?
y'all always
Who
turn away
else?
to who else? Don't mention Tank. Don't mention Tank. Why not? That's
No,
the fight
we're
that needs.
saying that's fine. And who
Because Tank
else?
is
Let's
about to
hear fight
rematch
Tank and who
Rhodes.
else?
But the fight that's only so that it's a fight in the fall.
Okay, so Boxing Hacker, him. Okay, so you want him to fight Tank and who else?
And Lomachenko.
And who else?
Well,
Since
after that, he's
Lomachenko is clearly
undisputed.
on vacation, he's in
After he's
hiatus.
undisputed, he can do whatever he wants after that.
And to become undisputed, who else does he need to fight?
Oh wait, no, he said the fight. Well, Keyshawn should move up at that point.
Oh, so Keyshawn got to go away so they don't have to fight, but he got to fight
Yeah,
Tank.
like so here's the thing. So like
I
you can't
understand.
hold up
I
the
understand.
division, right? You know, at the end of the day, like I don't believe in holding
But
up the
that's what they're
division for any
doing.
terms. And I think
That's what
they
they're
also
doing.
talked about this. They said like one of them would just move up. You know, so like if that's the case, if Shakur becomes the one that has all the belts and they can't fight, then yes, Keyshawn should move up. He shouldn't hold the division,
So
and
it's
he should
Keyshawn
drop
holding
it.
up the division.
Yeah, or yeah, somebody has to
Or
move
is
up.
Shakur
Keyshawn,
holding up the division? Because he the one calling out
Keyshawn's
people
a
at
bigger
140.
fighter, so
Why
he's more
Shakur's
likely to
calling
move
out
up.
people at 140? Why can't he go up to 140? He talking about that he got offered a
Yeah.
Gary and Matias fight, so he should go and go up then.
So if Keyshawn
Nope,
has a
everybody ducking him at 35. He should go ahead and that's another thing. If
yeah.
everybody ducking Shakur, how come I don't hear that Shakur Stevenson should go to 40 since everybody
And
ducking him at
challenge
35?
himself.
How come
And
I don't hear that?
challenge
Shakur need
himself.
to go to 40 since everybody ducking him at
Because we want to see
35?
Shakur versus Tank.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Y'all want
you're
They
not
have
gonna get
Tank
over that
Turrets.
2
y'all
cent.
encourage him to go up?
They
Yo,
have Tank Turrets.
no,
It's like
hey man, I
ridiculous, yo.
want Tank to
Y'all
stay
got
at
a hard on
135.
for Tank, yo.
I don't
Y'all
even
have a
want to
hard
see
on for
Tank
this
versus
grown
Roach
man.
2. I'm being real. I don't even want to see that fight. I want to see Shakur versus Tank. I
Did you
think that's
watch
the
the
fight.
first one? Did you pay
Yes,
for the first one?
yes,
You paid for the first fight.
yes, I did.
Okay, good. So I will expect to see that Riyadh season card receipt, and I will expect you to be paying for that May 2nd fight. Is that correct, Boxing
Yes,
Hacker?
I
If
will
you can
pay. I
support
always
my
pay for
favorite fighter,
fights.
I hope you supporting your own favorite
Man,
fighter
I
the
always pay
same
for.
way.
Hey, I always pay for fights. I don't need.
Man,
I don't have a fire stick. So
I don't
yeah,
believe
that's
you.
not me.
you got to find
I pay for Tank fights too. So like, but as far as Tank versus Roach, I think it should be Tank versus Shakur. You know,
Boxing Hacker. If he wasn't
What
rematching
has
Shakur,
Shakur
you would be
done?
saying, "Oh, he should rematch Roach." That's exactly what you would
nah.
be doing.
So here's the problem with Roach.
Yes,
So
you
here's the problem
would.
with Roach. Roach, I thought Roach got robbed. I feel like
We know
if
you
push
do,
comes to
Boxing
shove, they're
Hacker.
gonna rob him again.
That was not a robbery, Boxing
This
Hacker.
guy.
Oh
This
my
guy.
god. Here we go.
That's not a robbery. You
Okay,
saying that
let's get
Two
away
cent,
because we're
two
about to go
cent,
down
two
this whole
cent,
rabbit hole.
2 cent. Don't do that.
Lord have
Bro,
mercy.
Don't
it's
do
not a
that.
robbery. It's not
The
a robbery.
ref
You gotta stop
started
it.
counting and was like, "Oh, I'm gonna change my mind in the middle of the count." Hey, you're going to
Boxing
go.
Hacker. How many
Come
other
on.
robberies you seen this year?
How many other robberies have I seen this
But
year?
it's a technical. Like you
Yeah.
wanted
Yeah.
him to win on the technicality, Boxing Hacker. Like that's what's crazy to me.
No. So here's the thing: you have to
It ain't
do
like he got
you
punched
have
and
to do
got
the
knocked
standing eight.
down and
You
the
still
referee ignored it, or he got a long 10 count. Like none of that happened.
yeah, but you
I
have to
don't
do the standing
understand.
eight. You have to count that. You have to count the eight
Stop it,
count.
Boxing Hacker. You see
You have to
referees.
count it. Yeah, like
And
that
you're
was very
Man,
outraged
he
by
not
that,
even.
right, Boxing Hacker?
that was blatant. So like for instance, like I could feel
Anyway,
like
so if you felt like he got robbed, why wouldn't he rematch him?
so here's the thing, right? I think PBC probably be cheating, and they're
Was
going to
PBC the
they're,
what does PBC
PBC,
have to do with the referee?
PBC stands for probably be cheating. You know, they're probably like push
This
comes to shove,
guy
I
is
think they're always
ridiculous.
gonna favor
Mute
Tank.
him and boot him. I can't even
So why
tolerate him
why do
enough.
you want Shakur to fight Tank then if they just gonna cheat?
Huh? I
Why
think
you want
Shakur's gonna
Shakur to
beat him. I
fight
think
Tank then
Shakur's
if
gonna
they
Because
beat
he
him
wants
cheat?
clearly.
Shakur to get a welfare check. He wants
I
Shakur to
think
get a
Shakur beats
welfare check.
Tank clearly though. I think stylistically, it's not to say Tank's bad.
Child,
Tank's
please.
an amazing fighter. I think
Child,
Shakur just has
please.
that style to beat him. You
That
know,
nigga going to sleep within 6.
I don't think so. I think that's
What you know what? And that's another thing, Boxing Hacker. What
yeah.
is it that y'all see in Shakur that would make y'all think he could beat Tank? I mean,
Shakur,
let's keep in mind that his hand problems
yeah,
are clearly severe. I mean,
yeah,
he had to ice him after fighting an electrician who
yeah,
he went 9 rounds with, who also was able to hit him. So he's not
yeah,
this mystical fighter that doesn't get hit.
yeah,
Y'all keep telling me about. He does
yeah.
get hit. So what exactly does he possess that makes you think that he can beat Tank Davis?
I think he's super talented and stylistically, I think it favors
Give me
when
specifics,
you look at the
Lord.
two styles. I think he so like for instance, people always think that like Tank was just off the night they fought Lamont Roach. I don't think so. I think
No,
Lamont
no,
Roach
stay on
fought.
topic, love. What specifically does
So
Shakur possess?
the style that Lamont Roach used, Shakur is way
This
better
nigga
at
is
it. Like
racist.
Shakur is a really good
Shakur is
boxer.
not gonna fight Tank like that. Boxing Hacker, cut it out.
Okay, y'all say that, but Tank don't want that fight for a reason, man. I don't know. I keep saying it
Because it's a snooze
Why
fest.
do you
So
think it's
again,
Tank that don't want the fight, Boxing Hacker?
because he says it every other
Did he
interview.
not call and try to
Every,
make the fight?
I don't know that.
Did he not
No,
call and try to make the
oh
fight?
my God.
I don't remember him trying to make no fight with Shakur. I remember every time they asked Tank about Shakur fight, Tank shoots it down.
No,
No,
he
So
does
Shakur,
not,
so
Boxing Hacker.
yeah,
hold on. When
yeah,
Shakur
he's done
interviewed
multiple
with what was
times.
that, Fight Hype or ISL, and they said, so did Tank's team reach out? Yeah, somebody from his team reached out. So you don't believe Shakur? Is that what you're saying?
So Shakur also elaborated on that on X. So Shakur is like, they
But why
said
do you
to him,
elaborate on X
they
instead
said
of
to
in the
him,
interview?
if we're gonna go off Shakur's words, right?
Here go another situation where they reached out and never called him back. Starting to
but
notice a pattern.
Shakur actually talked on full length on X about this, right? He said they told him that they're not ready to fight him yet. They're gonna spin the block and come back.
But they
That's what
called
they
him
said
after
in
Lomachenko pulled up. So why is he
2025.
not ready to
So
fight?
they said that they're supposed to come back in this year.
Okay,
You
well they'll
see?
come back this year then and make the fight.
Okay, so that's the fight that I want to see. I think Shakur versus Tank is the fight that I
But
want
so
to see.
you want him to
Okay,
sit on the shelf until the
so you want him to
meantime?
wait? Who can he fight in the meantime?
If the
Boxing Hacker
pay ain't
Tank got a
fighting,
road
hey,
rematch.
if the pay ain't fighting, hey, I don't mind. I want to see. I want to see him fight Tank. That's not gonna switch. I
I'm
don't
not
think.
telling
Want
you
to
to
see him
switch
fight
it.
Tank?
We're
That
telling
doesn't
you there's
mean
other
you don't want
boxers.
to see him fight anybody else though. Like, yeah, I want to
Is
see him
the
fight Tank.
pay?
Okay, cool. But
Okay,
I want to see
if
him fight
Lomachenko
other
wants to
people.
fight, fine. But if the pay want to fight, fine. If not, yeah, wait
Lomachenko
for the
come
pay.
with playing with his kids.
Huh?
Lomachenko is not worried about Shakur Stevenson
Yeah, he never will be because Shakur's too tough, man.
because Shakur is not profitable.
Shakur's too tough.
He's
I
too
would,
tough.
I wouldn't be worried about that bastard either. He's too tough.
He's too tough. Boxing Hacker, you stop it, bro.
Man, the kids.
So
Hey,
you were saying
y'all
something
don't
about the
see it.
styles,
Y'all
boxing
don't see
hacker.
it. That
So
kid
the
is nice,
style.
man.
Sure,
That
you're right.
kid been
So the
nice.
styles that you speak of that are going to overwhelm Gervonta Tank Davis, what are they? And keep in mind, Shakur has admitted that he doesn't know how to cut off a ring. He has
So,
brittle hands. So what exactly is he going to do again?
so,
I'm sorry, I
so
must
the
have
the
missed it when you
styles that
said it.
the styles that favor Tank are pressure fighters. Pressure fighters always favor Tank. Fighters that come towards Tank all the time.
Tank has fought multiple different styles, bro.
The styles that favor Tank are pressure fighters. That he may have fought multiple different styles, but the style that favors him are fighters that are pressure like.
Mhm.
Because he's a
And
very
what styles
the
favor
reason
Shakur?
being is because one he's
What
a great
styles
counter
favor
puncher
Shakur?
and he's very accurate. Like people think Tank's like a hard Tank's knockouts come from his accuracy more than it comes out from his like punching power. The speed of the punch and the accuracy. He's a small guy, Power is mass times speed. So he doesn't have big mass. So it's the speed plus the accuracy that gives him the
Okay,
knockout.
Boxing Hacker, what styles favor Shakur?
Master Hacker, respectfully,
Yeah.
you don't know what you're talking about. Tank got
What
At all,
power,
but let
man.
him keep going
You
because
get his
this
uh,
is
power
getting
from
Tank got
thoroughly
the power
entertaining.
Tank
comes
got
from
it
the
all.
legs.
Master
It comes from the
Hacker,
ground.
Nobody has it all, brother.
what
Ain't
styles
nobody
favor
got in
Shakur?
boxing, bro.
What
Huh?
styles favor Shakur?
What style favors Shakur? So
Yeah.
so
That was the
Shakur
question.
so Shakur the only style that doesn't fit really Shakur is somebody whose feet are faster than Shakur's. So somebody like for instance, if y'all remember how he lost the Olympics, like the person, what's his name?
This boy keep talking about amateur boxing.
I'm
No, but
trying
that's
to
the last
tell
time he
you.
lost though. So like the style that doesn't favor Shakur is somebody who moves as footwork wise moves as fast as Shakur. Who can because Shakur has a way of like breaking distance in inches. So like you could be like right fighting him and he'll just be just enough away from you that you'll miss your shot. And that's
Does
a very
Tank have good footwork and fast feet?
it doesn't look like he's faster than Shakur. It looks like he has good footwork, he has fast feet, but it doesn't look like he's faster than Shakur.
So I'm sure
And
this
he's
is
also
kind of
he's also a
a
counter
race
puncher.
because
So Tank also has low output as well when it comes to punch output.
thought he has the
Shakur got
most
low output
accurate
too.
punches.
Matter of fact, he
Not
got the
like Tank.
lowest in boxing
Tank
history
has
with him and Dos Santos.
yeah, but Tank has low output all the time.
But Shakur even got lower than that with him and Dos Santos is the
That's only
lowest in
one fight.
boxing
I'm talking
history.
about all the time, right?
But
Okay,
Tank
so
ain't even got to fight
so
that
what you're
low.
saying is Shakur is not going to get hit. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, Shakur. I think he's just gonna box him. I think it's gonna be. I think his
The
style is an issue.
electrician hit Shakur a couple times when they
I,
fight. It
I
went 9
mean,
rounds or
Coach
something,
Calvin
man.
said it. Like when Coach Calvin said that he's not gonna let us do what we want to do. I think it should speak volumes.
No, he
Like
just said the fight gonna be boring. That's what he meant. He didn't say like
if he wanted to say
we
the
gonna
fight was
lose
going
to
to
this
be
nigga.
boring, if he was
Well,
He
so
just said the fight gonna be
Coach
boring.
Calvin
The
has
fans
said
gonna be
all
mad,
also
and that's
if
the
you
fight
if
gonna
you
over.
be.
remember what I
Let
just
me read
said,
this
remember what I
comment.
just said.
Also, Cordy says the question is why Tank don't want to fight Shakur and why Tank never say straight up, I want to fight Shakur.
Tank
Facts.
did say he fight Shakur plenty of times on video.
I don't know why they keep
Shakur is a
saying this.
problem, man. Y'all,
Anyway,
hey,
so I'm trying to figure out
their
which
fighters are powerful
where's
fighters.
all this faith in him is coming in because even when he fought De Los Santos, as you alluded to, no cap, that was the lowest punch output. Now, granted, they were both scared of each other, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Tank moves better than De Los Santos, and I'm pretty sure he punches harder than De Los Santos. So if in that fight. Shakur was running around the ring. What makes you think the same thing won't happen if he fights Tank? You keep saying that he will fight him like Lamont did. Shakur is not standing in the pocket with no damn Tank.
Hey, if that's the case, look, Shakur's going to do what it takes to win. That's it. That's all. Whether it means fighting on the outside or quote off, quote on, running in the ring or doing whatever, Shakur fights, does what he needs to win. And if he wins in that style, hey, that's what it is. If Tank,
Cash Crypto say you picked Ryan and Frank to beat Tank.
I never picked Ryan to beat Tank. I did give Frank a shot, yes.
Why did you think Frank was going to beat Tank? I'm just curious.
So
he didn't. He was just hoping.
He got you there,
no, I did give Frank a shot. I thought like he'll make it complicated for Tank. I thought that like I don't know, like I thought he'd just make it complicated for Tank. I didn't think it was gonna be easy fight for Tank, to be honest with you. So
why though? Why? What about Frank's style you thought would give Tank trouble?
Well, Frank is also not a quote unquote like pressure fighter, right? Frank also picks his shot pretty well as well, And then when you think about the fights that he didn't really get an Arden fight, even though he won at the end. But the fight with Baby Ali, I thought that was, I thought that he looked really good in that fight. And he's not a pressure fighter. So like I said, okay, I think he definitely got a shot in the fight, Granted, the fight didn't turn out the way I expected. Tank clearly outclassed him in that fight.
So you think anybody that's not a pressure fighter can beat Tank?
It's not about, so like stylistically, like certain styles work for certain styles, and certain styles cause issues for other certain styles, Like for instance, you look at Pitbull's style. If you're somebody who moves straightforward, Pitbull style is gonna be killer. It's gonna be killer towards you. If you're somebody who moves around a lot, that's an issue for Pitbull, stylistically. It doesn't mean that
Tank moved around against Pitbull. They said he was losing.
Huh?
That's what Tank did against Pitbull, and y'all said he was losing.
Right, but you see how it was working though? Like even when Tank hurt his hand,
it was working.
Yeah, but it was working. Yeah.
So how he was losing if it was working?
So he wasn't losing though. He won.
How was it working? He couldn't hit Tank, nigga.
Yeah. No, Pitbull style.
So
no, Tank certainly was working.
Let me read this comment. Oyster 40 says Tank and Shakur is the biggest fight in the division, period. So it can't be about money. What? What determines if it's a big fight if it's not the money? Please tell me why Tank won't fight Shakur, please. Because it will be boring and that's your champ. Come on.
Yeah.
I don't think. Listen,
Shakur don't want to fight Tank, man.
Did Shakur Stevenson say that they told him they're gonna come back in 25 and make the fight? So can somebody please explain to me why people keep saying he don't want to fight him when they call him? Hold on. Let me talk. Boxing Hacker, you gotta learn to wait your time.
All right.
Mute him and boot him, damn it.
I called Shakur Stevenson and was like, "Say, bro, I want to fight you. I want to fight you. You've been tricking the game for way too long." And he said, "I'm gonna come back. All right, I want to fight you. Boom, I'm gonna hit you back. We gonna fight in 25." Where did he say he did? He clearly wants to fight him. Shakur Stevenson has came out himself and said they called me and told me they gonna hit me back in 25 and make the fight. So can anybody tell me why y'all keep saying he don't want the fight?
So here's the thing, though, right? Like every time they put Mike in Tank's face, he's always shooting the fight down. Like he literally talks like that he has no interest in the fight whatsoever.
But it doesn't matter what he says because behind the scenes,
I'm not gonna fight that guy. Like he shoots it down.
Yo, what are you talking about? Shakur just ducked Tank. Loma ducked Tank.
Shakur ducked Tank.
Yeah, Shakur ducked him.
Oh my!
You just seen it happen, dog. When Loma, that's why he fought Lamont Rose.
Call cap.
Lomachenko ducked, and Shakur ducked, so he had to fight Lamont Rose. That's what happened.
Shakur didn't duck Tank.
I'm acting like you live in the planet of the apes.
Shakur didn't duck Tank. I don't know where people get that
Mars and some shit.
So here's a question then for you, Boxing Hacker. You remember when Shakur was sitting in the gaming chair butt naked with Mayweather's chains on, right? You remember that, right? and he was screaming out, "Oh, somebody want to fight you!" Blah 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 blah. And then you remember the interview that he did on, what was it,
No,
Fanon show,
yeah,
talking to Coach Kenny, right? And they
yeah,
said, if we offered you 6 million, would you take it?
yeah.
So why all of a sudden, if they're throwing out numbers to you and the conversation looks like it's moving, all of a sudden Shakur again becomes a financial guru, where all these stipulations got to be made. Even fast forward to as of recent, you can't just offer me anything because I ain't just gonna take anything. My guy, you just want a double undercard. You'll take what I give you. The problem that I have is he
Mhm.
wants to act like him and Tank are on the same level when they're not. That's Shakur's problem with a lot of his fights. This is why he misses a lot of opportunities, because he wants to ask for money that he does not deserve. And unfortunately, those little trinkets that he wears is not going to give him the money that he's looking for. In order to get the money that he's looking for, he has to take the big fights, which means taking some
Mhm.
risks. And I don't think Shakur wants to do that. I'm sorry.
But here's the thing: they never talked about money
Hold on,
though.
Boxer Hacker. Let me read this comment from Ariana. She says, "If you knew anything about Tank, you know damn well he got good footwork and he can cut the ring off. So shut up, stupid ass." Now, that's another thing.
I
Tank
read it
is
from DC,
quick.
man. I get it.
Tank got good footwork. He
He
got
do.
good feet. He has
Yeah,
power. He can
yeah,
cut the ring off.
yeah.
Shakur, in my opinion, right, the way I
Uh,
see that fight going is like the Frank Martin fight, but I see the stoppage way worse. He gonna get trapped in a corner. He ain't gonna be able to go nowhere, and he gonna get stopped. And I think it'll be a body shot. That's how
well,
I
let's.
see the fight going.
I guess we'll see who's right between me and you when that fight
But
happens.
so wait a minute, Tucson. Do you think that he will really quit in the corner, or do you think that his grandfather will throw in the towel? Because I think that he'll be too proud. All the shit that he's talked, all the
No, I
time that
think
he's
he's gonna
talked to
get
this fight.
dropped by a body shot. I think he's going to
Oh,
get
I
dropped
think
like
Tank's
Ron
gonna get
Garcia did.
outboxed. And it's gonna be very surprising to you people. I think I
I
think that's
think
exactly
that
what's
when
gonna
Tank
happen.
catches that boy, he's
Yeah.
going to run the rest of the entire
All
fight.
right. I think he's gonna get outboxed. I don't think Tank's gonna win many rounds in that fight.
Why
I
you think
think
that?
I think Shakur is
You
just a
think,
better
but you think
boxer.
he's gonna make it 12 rounds?
I think it's either Tank's gonna
36
knock him
whole
out
minutes.
or Shakur is gonna
36 whole
outbox
minutes.
him in a
You think
diabolical
Shakur's
way.
gonna knock him
Yeah.
out?
Either Tank's gonna catch him or Shakur's gonna outbox him all 12. I think those two ways are
This
probably
is
the
the
way it's
most.
gonna
Oh,
go.
Unless we get
And
some Deontay
I'm gonna think
Wilder,
towards.
Tyson Fury, I've been drug stuff going on. I don't see Shakur Stevenson knocking out Javante Tank Davis.
Hey man, I think he's gonna outbox him though. I think it's gonna be a clear win for Shakur.
I want Boxing Hacker tested for Osterine talking about some Shakur gonna knock
Yeah, hey,
somebody out.
y'all gotta see, man. Hey, remember I said it. Remember I
Who
said it.
has Shakur knocked out though?
No, I didn't say he's not. I say he's gonna outbox him. I don't think he's gonna knock him out. I think Shakur's hands are
With
hurt. So
those hands,
So do
yes,
you think Shakur's competition has been getting worse or better?
his competition. Wait,
Yeah, do
at
you think it's
135,
been decreasing? Or,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Who has he fought that prepared him for Tank?
who has he's sparred Tank before. He knows who Tank is. They
No,
know each
who has
other.
he fought that prepared? Because don't they prepare for each other with other fights?
I think it's the same here. They know each other. Those two literally know each other. I don't think
No, they sparred like one time and Tank almost knocked him out.
Oh
They don't
my
know each
god.
other.
He knocked his tooth out. I know that much.
That's what Coach Kane said. Shakur said it's not true.
Shakur is a
So
capper.
you only so you,
I
you
know
only
Yeah,
Richardson.
speak of
Richardson.
Oscar 40.
I can
Richardson.
tell
Hold
by the
on.
way he said
Richardson
it that it's
also
cap.
told a similar story.
Oscar
Because more than
40
one person
says
that told
Tank
that story. I heard that
always
story before Coach Kitty said it.
Oscar Tank 40 says Tank always refers Shakur to fight someone else or say he ain't fight nobody. However, he never give a definitive answer like Shakur next while his hands up. He always planned to fight Shakur, LMAO. Bro, they just said they gonna make the fight in 25. Like, I don't
let's
understand what
see.
I gotta calm
No.
down.
So wait, if Tank doesn't make that fight, what y'all gonna say? I hope y'all stand. If he doesn't make
He
that
got
fight,
better things
he
to do
didn't
with
make
his
the fight.
time.
y'all
If Shakur
ain't
don't
got
make the fight, what you gonna say? When y'all gonna hold Shakur accountable? That's why I don't like y'all D
Never.
Rock.
Never.
If Tank goes to the table and gets
What table? How about Shakur come to the table and sign a PBC and stop running around holding hands with Turkey over there at that DL boxing
what does
league,
PVC
that
have to
different
do
little
with anything,
boxing
bro?
association?
What does PVC have to do with anything, man? What are we talking about? Tank was about to fight Lomachenko. Lomachenko was part of Top Rank. What are we talking about?
What we're talking about is
Lomachenko
when he was a
duck,
free
nigga.
agent.
Lomachenko duck.
When he was a free agent, he could have signed with the smoke. Instead, he
He
went
was a
into
free
witness
agent.
protection.
Yeah, like
Do you
Devin
know
Haney
that
came
he
to
was a
Top
free
Rank to
He
fight
agent?
was not no
Lomachenko.
goddamn.
Right, Devin Haney come to PBC to fight Tank.
Who said Lomachenko was a free agent? He was never a free agent. He's always been.
No,
I said
we talk about
Shakur.
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 Shakur could have signed a
Who
2-fight
doesn't
deal with
need no damn
PBC.
PBC?
Got
Why
it
you
in with
got
Tank.
the PBC for? PBC ain't got nothing for him there.
They got Tank
And,
there,
and,
dog.
and
What you
Eddie
talking
Hearn
about?
do? And
Huh?
Eddie Hearn does?
You go
You
where
said
you
PBC
go
don't
where
have
these.
He over there
nothing for
fighting
him. Eddie Hearn
electricians.
does?
He went to
Eddie
Eddie
Hearn
Hearn.
does
He over there fighting
Ferguson?
the Quaker
No,
Oats man.
Hold on. You said PBC don't have nothing for him. What does Eddie have? What does Eddie have for
they
him?
they. I mean, as Spinoza said, they don't have any multi
PBC
fights
got
for him. So
plenty
what
for
is
him.
there?
What does Eddie have for him? Answer
Hey,
the question.
Eddie's promoting him, isn't he? So he's doing what he needs to
No.
do.
No. What does Eddie have for him? Is what you said. PBC ain't got nothing for him.
Eddie's
What does Eddie have for him?
okay. Let me ask. Eddie's pushing for him to make fights, right? As far as promotions goes, right? Like Eddie's pushing for him to make fights. Who do you
No,
want?
correct answer is Eddie hasn't done shit. That's the
Who do you
correct
Thank you.
answer.
If
Eddie
you go
got
to
nobody
PBC,
for him.
Capping.
The
who
answer
goes
is
to
Straight
PBC?
nobody.
capping.
Who's gonna be his promoter? Tom Brown. Who do y'all want
This
to be his
guy is
promoter?
ridiculous. This guy is
Who's the
ridiculous. He would
promoter?
have got
Free
more
agent.
money. He would have
PBC
got
is
He a
more
not a
free
money.
promotion
agent.
company. Who do y'all want to be his
He a
promoter?
free agent. He's a free agent.
Yeah.
Instead of
Okay.
going to somebody who don't have no fighters for you and trying to make cross
Okay.
promotional deals,
Okay. Guess
why don't
what?
you
Guess
just take
what?
your ass where
Guess
the
what?
smoke at?
Guess what? Let PBC try. Okay. Let PBC try and make that fight then. Let's see. Let's
Shout
see
Well,
out
if
PBC
Sid
got jobs
let
for his
Ironheart
somebody
damn
try to
Capping.
selves
make
when
the
he was a
fight.
free
Like at
agent.
the end of the
When he
day,
was a damn free agent.
yo, PBC is
I'm
not
happy. You
promotion.
gotta come. I'm
Chai,
serious here. I
Chai.
want you
PBC
tested.
is
I
not a
want you. Are
promotional
you on the
company.
spectrum? What?
PBC is yeah, that guy from now asked me that question. That was really funny, huh? That guy. Oh my god.
Oh,
I
he
don't even,
did. I don't know,
Sid
but
yeah.
I
Ironheart,
have a
what's up?
question.
Welcome to the panel. What's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
He unblocked you because I thought you was blocked over there.
Who?
I came at the best
Yeah,
part. I'm loving what's going on right now. Yeah, y'all go ahead and finish
Man,
this little debacle real quick.
What's good,
no, I just
Sin?
want. I had a quick question because he said PBC don't have nobody for Shakur, so I'm trying to figure out who exactly Eddie has for Shakur because since
That's
he's
what made
been
me
with
call in
Eddie,
right there because I heard
he's only
I
made
heard the
cross
preposterous
promotional
BS.
fights.
Eddie's a promoter, right? PBC is
I,
a TV show. I don't know who do y'all
Bro,
want
Paul
to
you
be.
gotta,
Santos
bro,
on
you gotta answer
PBC
the
and
question
Shakur
or
Paul
not, bro.
Santos.
Yeah, like
Are you gonna answer the
he's looking
question
for
or
a
not,
promoter,
bro?
right? Eddie Hearn is a
Who does
promoter.
Eddie have for him to fight on his roster over there at Matchroom? Who
Yeah,
does
but
he have for
Eddie's
Shakur to
trying to
The
fight?
make
correct
fights.
answer was Andy Cruz.
Excuse
So why he
me.
ain't making an Andy Cruz fight?
Yeah, that's a good fight. I wonder if Andy Cruz didn't push for it.
Y'all
Yeah, that would be,
Shakur fans ain't calling for that smoke.
no,
Y'all
I
want him
would
to
like to
fight
see that.
the
I would love
electrician
that
and
fight.
shit.
I think that would
and
be a
look,
great fight.
I just called in because the PBC comment was hilarious to me because from my perspective and my lens, from what I can see, in which my lens is much more clearer than boxing hackers is on anything in life.
Uh-huh.
The top ranked fighters know for a fact, as far as that little top ranked brigade, they know that if they step over to PBC, their careers ain't gonna look the same when it's all said and done. So they know to make sure to to do those deals with the promoters that's going to find a safe fight that's more into the matchmaking aspect, like a Eddie Hearn or a Bob Arum, and it's going to keep those guys safe. But if they go over there where Al Heyman's at, their skills is really going to be tested. And I think that some people just ain't going to make it through the water. If you gave them 3 PBC fighters, they're not going to look the way that they're made to look right now with those other promoters. So that's what
We
I
seen
see.
it with De Los Santos. Sakura ain't want
Hold
no
on.
smoke with De Los
Shout
Santos.
out
He's like,
Big
that
He
Supreme.
beat
PBC
Del
side too
Santos.
dangerous for me.
Hold on, y'all.
He
Let me
beat
read
Del
this
Santos.
comment. Big Supreme
Barely.
says Shakur is being guided by Andre Ward and mentored by Crawford. That's why he fighting the most miscellaneous ass niggas. Shout out Big Supreme.
Facts.
Makes a lot of
Mentored
sense. That makes
by
a
a
lot of
two-time
sense.
undisputed champion and one of the best to ever do it. Right? Yeah.
One of the best
That
to ever do it. Who is
Andre
that?
Ward
This
and
guy, he
Crawford.
Who?
Yeah,
stretches
Andre Ward
everything,
is
bro.
one of the
This
Who?
best to
guy.
do it. Andre Ward is one of the best to do it, and Crawford's a
The
two-time
best to do
undisputed.
what?
So one of the best
Huh?
boxers
To
of our
do what?
generation. What are we talking about? One of the best boxers of our generation.
First off,
This
Andre
nigga is
Ward doesn't manage
hilarious.
Shakur anymore.
What
From my
generation?
understanding.
No,
Second
he
of
said
all,
he was,
Crawford is not meant.
he said
He's
those
just
are
a
his
Crawford
mentors.
groupie. He's not mentoring. He just hangs around Bud Crawford Glazers.
This is what I'm talking about. That's the top rank coalition right there, where they create this mystique and they use things like retirement to try to leverage some type of esteem that their talents can never earn them, and then they get to do interviews with people who they never measure up to if you put them in the ring with them. That's what Andre Ward does, and that's what he does for the whole little Terrence Crawford and that whole platform, that whole side. It makes those guys appear more important than what they are. If they was out there to fight any and everybody, they go over there to PBC and test their skills, because there are people over there for them to prove themselves against. If you'll fight a Joshua Padley and you don't take that as an insult to your reputation, then there's no reason why, if you had ability and confidence in your ability, there's no reason why you wouldn't go over there to Al Heyman and get you the payday that you're looking for. But y'all trying to do some disrespect.
He could have fought that undefeated. He could have fought that Cuban guy that had all knockouts.
Because
Is that Cuban guy? I forgot his name. Shakur had two choices.
Hold on, time out. Let me say this, because this is the thing people don't really want to acknowledge, right?
Yeah.
It's not about just this is the thing. This is what be crazy about calling people ducks, right? I get it. We use the word duck when we speak in the YouTube boxing community language, but if you offer me a fight and the timing ain't right, or I don't want the fight right now, I don't have to take it. Like, it's not a duck. They literally told you, oh, we gonna call back in 25 and make the fight, and he said okay. So I don't understand why we keep going back and forth about who ducking and when they gonna fight, and they tell them they gonna fight in 25. Now, if because he had the rematch Roach and he ain't playing on it or whatever the case may be, it might push the fight back. I could see that happening. But then we also got into a take account, what is Shakur Stevenson doing? Because from my understanding, they said basically get your value back up, so
Bingo.
we fight. I'm not saying
So
value up
with
like
that
you
being
don't
said, I
deserve
want to
your
respond to
value.
that
I'm
real quick
saying,
too, Saint.
hold on, let me finish.
My
And
fault.
so
My bad.
with that being said, this is what you're supposed to be over there doing. But instead of you focusing and working on getting your value up, in my opinion, this is just my 2 cents, you still over there arguing with people about lowballing you. Now, I'm of the point of view that if you and Turkey talked about something, then Turkey need to pay you that. I'm of that. I don't care what I think your value is and all of that, because that's never been a concern of Turkey's. So don't start being concerned about fighters' value now, and don't start with me. You know what I'm saying? Don't start with me. But that's what he's supposed to be doing. So he's needing the Zapata to fight because it's a big name. It's a style people want to see him fight. It's a style people want to see him overcome. So he gets the fight, he wins the fight, he overcomes that. Boom, you back on track. They're gonna be tank, 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 tank. Let's see you know what I'm saying? That's what, in my opinion, the plan is, and the reason why they said we're gonna spin the block and come back and fight you. I don't think nobody's ducking nobody. Like, for real. Like, I don't think nobody ducking
All right, well,
nobody.
let me ask this. Let me ask this too, Saint.
But I can also say, hold on, let me say this. I've been like from one extreme to the next. I'm like, Shakur ain't gonna fight Tank. He ain't got no intentions on fighting him. And then I'm like, okay, maybe he might fight him. Maybe he making a fight. He's saying they gonna spin the block. So it's no in between for me. Either he gonna fight him and want to fight him, or he had no intentions of ever fighting him. And
What
that's
about
where
Tank?
I'm at with the
Wait, what if
situation.
Tank is not the one that has
Like,
the fight on?
I want to
Like,
ask one question
is it only
to
on
what you were
Shakur?
saying, too, Saint.
Yes, because Shakur's a punk ass bitch. Go ahead,
Oh
Sid.
boy.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
Here's the
But
bias.
nah, I wanted to ask one question.
There it is.
2 Cent.
Yeah.
Do you not feel that, because I know I said it on your last episode, or one of the last times we were talking, do you not feel that if Shakur couldn't get Floyd Schofield, do you feel like it would have affected him better if he would have rejected the Padley fight and sat out for a comparable name to a Floyd Schofield, or even an Abdullah Mason, or a Lomachenko, whatever? But do you think it would have been much better for him if he would have sat that Padley fight out, and that his current negotiation status is being based on the worth of the Padley fight? I think that the Padley fight altogether dropped his stock.
Ask you a
Whether he
question.
won or lost, he was going to
Let
drop
me
his
ask you a
stock.
question. If
Hmm.
And that's crazy that you say that because I'm listen. If you had a fight planned and whatever happened and they found you a last minute opponent, I think that you should have got your paycheck, did what you had to do. It's not your fault that the opponent now okay, I'm not gonna go there, but listen, objectively, it's not your fault that the opponent dropped out. So I don't think the Padley fight should have dropped his stock. I don't think it dropped his stock. I just don't think it raised his stock. I don't think it dropped it as far as the fans over here or the fans within our community that talk about it. To me, I don't think it dropped his stock because why would it drop his stock? The person he was supposed to fight dropped out the fight. Now, what it didn't do was raise his stock or make people feel any differently about him. That's what I think.
Yeah.
All right, so look at this. The way that Keyshawn Keyshawn's stock, or his aura, whatever you want to call it, compare all their last two performances. I'll say two performances because Crawford has only fought once since the Spence fight. Crawford stock has gone up somehow off that lackluster performance against Majamov. They still put the mystique out there that he's moving upward, as well as Keyshawn. But Keyshawn's also gunning for Tank as well. But we could at least see in Keyshawn's performances that it almost makes for an interesting fight. So we can entertain that conversation. But Shakur, on the other hand, with his last 2-3 performances, it's been moving him further away from the Tank fight. So a Padley fight, just in name wise, I think that's where Turkey probably feels defended in giving him what they call a low ball offer, because it's like your last opponent, he ain't really weigh out too much,
But
and
let me say this in Ironheart because
I would like a little piece of this too, but go ahead,
Turkey
Susan.
got unlimited funds. So these are the narratives that people been telling us this whole time. All the Turkey Johnson bouncers. Turkey got unlimited funds. Turkey don't care about this and Turkey don't care about that, right? That's been the narrative this whole time. But now all of a sudden, you paid me this my last fight and it wasn't worth all this worth talk. You've been losing millions and tens of millions of dollars. And when it come to me now, all of a sudden you budget conscious? No.
I can't see it being like their stock drop
my
at all.
bad, yeah.
I
My
can't.
bad. I didn't catch a response. 2 cent. The guy had accidentally dropped off somehow.
I was just saying, don't get budget conscious now. All of a sudden, when it come to me, when you allegedly been paying everybody their biggest paydays and doing all this stuff allegedly that everybody been saying. That's all I'm saying.
True indeed.
I
True
would
indeed.
like to say
If we're gonna talk
something.
about stock dropping, I think Tank's last fight hurt his stock more than
Shut the
Shakur
hell up,
last.
boxing hacker. So here's the thing,
No, it
boxing
did
hacker. And
not.
I just
That's the
answered
truth.
Oscar too.
That's the truth.
So
Nobody
hold
wants to
on.
mention.
So you know what?
Oh, the
Maybe
rematch about to be
things
bigger
did
than the
not
first
look
one.
like.
I know. What is
Maybe his.
Boxing Hacker talking
Wait a
about?
second. Maybe he did not look his best in the last fight. But when you are the face of boxing, you are a loud one. Shakur is not at that status. He cannot afford a lackluster performance. He cannot afford for anybody to think for 1 second that he is not worth the money he is requesting. This is a trick bag that Shakur is in, not Tank. So stay on topic.
Hey, I want to say
Well, I don't
something
know
about
about that.
that too.
I
I
think it
got
hurt.
I got a perspective on that Tank and Roach fight too, right?
Yeah.
And all right, so this ain't to say that necessarily that Tank threw the fight per se,
Uh-oh.
but what I'm looking at landscape wise is that Tank doesn't have a trilogy fight or nemesis or anything like that that's really set up for him in terms of his legacy. They already given him a lot of flack for the opponents that he is fighting, legacy wise, pound for pound and all of that. So I think that Tank personally doesn't care to break bread with Shakur for a trilogy fight. I really don't even think that's trilogy worthy. I think he's going to starch him, get him up out of there. Keyshawn's name's not really going to be where it needs to be. Bud has moved up, and kind of out of the clear of that whole weight, so it's not going to be a big money fight for him there. So I think that in terms of trilogy wise, I think that he had enough respect for Roach to have that competitive match. Not necessarily saying he threw it, because I think Roach did very well, even with the best of Tank's efforts. I think that people were sleeping on Roach prior to going into the fight. And I think that this is just his trilogy, or at least a back-to-back. At least we get that double back on that fight. But I just don't think that Tank really respects Shakur and those guys to want to break that payday with them. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion. And that's what I see. I just think that he has more respect for Lamont Roach to where the fight played out, how it played out. And this is obviously going to be more lucrative, where everybody was trying to say, who the hell is Lamont Roach? And he don't need to take this fight. Yet somehow it became the second highest selling fight probably in boxing history.
But Sim, what are you saying? You're saying that he threw
the gate, whatever.
The gate. Yeah.
Wait, what are you saying
right.
exactly though, Sim?
Hold on,
Yeah,
y'all.
he broke his
Hold
own
on.
record. He broke his own record.
You've been on here
So-
for about 3 hours tonight, and I am getting sleepy. So I want to thank everybody for coming up tonight. Everybody that supported the channel. Be sure to punch that like and subscribe button. Thank you to everybody that hit the Cash App. Thank you to everybody that dropped the super chat. Your support for the channel is greatly, greatly appreciated. Thank you for everybody that came up on the panel to get a 2 cents. We're going to go around the panel, let everybody get their final 2 cents off. We're going to start with you, Sin. Ironheart, since you was the last one to come up. What's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Man, I really kind of left on my main points. I wish I could have caught more of the discussion, but I kind of just came in a little too late, and I only just got the butt end of everything. So I don't think I have nothing too heavy aside from the topics that I just left with. As far as the Tank Roach debacle, I think that's my perspective on that situation. I think that Tank respects Roach with their pedigree and how the way that the face-off had looked leading up to it. His energy was just a little different, and I just think that this is going to be the lucrative payday for him, and everybody else is going to be a one and done for him. Tank is a measuring stick for the rest of their potential for their career, and he's in another area. That's all I got. Hey, much love and blessing to y'all. I appreciate the time.
All right, Sin Ironheart, thank you for coming up. Austin Hackman, what's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Yo, salute to the panel in the chat. Well, first off, salute to KQKC and Mr. Brian Norman for having a very interesting conversation today.
Yeah, I'm laying your plane.
I would say this, I think like when it comes to the criticism of Brian Norman Jr. and Sr., at the end of the day, like I said, it was public. So like when things are public, there's always any criticism. But on the other hand, sneak distance is never the key. Always stand on your energy. Like if you like something, say you like it. If you don't like it, don't say you like it. Don't wait till somebody leaves, then say you don't like it. As far as the whole Shakur thing, like I said before, I don't think Shakur should chase Zepeda. I think it's backwards. I think Zepeda is the challenger. He should be the one pushing for a fight more than Shakur is, and Shakur should stand on it as a champion. Be like, hey, if you don't want it, that's your business. I do hope the Tank fight does happen this year, so we can finally lay this to rest, and 2 cents can admit that I was right.
I agree to that.
Yeah, so 2 cents and Ty can admit that I was right.
You ain't right about nothing.
I don't believe these weird narratives that
literally like ever
the PBC made or makes a difference. At the end of the day, I mean, Tank was lined up to fight Lomachenko, and Lomachenko's not part of PBC. Freaking Boots fought this Stanios, and Boots is with Eddie Hearn. Stanios is with the PBC. Like fights can happen when both fighters really want it, and that's something we have to keep in mind. But with that, I'm out, yo. Salute to you guys. Have a good night, everybody.
You done capping?
Hey, I see how I just let Boxing Hack off the panel. What if I start talking? He gonna come back up here and cuss me out and yell?
He ain't gonna catch you out of year, but he gonna come back up here capping.
He gonna always come up here capping.
That's what he always.
No
I'd like
cap.
to say
What's your
Devin
final
Haney's career is over
What
with.
you got for the show? Okay, go ahead.
Oh,
Damn, why
me?
you say that? Hold on. What? Go ahead, no
Nah,
cap.
let
What's your
him
final
cook.
two
Let him
cents?
cook. Go ahead.
I say Devin Haney
Could
career is
take as
over
long as
with.
he wants.
Devin, he ain't never coming. He ain't never coming back to prominence. He ain't never getting no undisputeds again. They talking about going to 47. Where he gonna try to fight Boots? Good luck with that. That's gonna be a hellacious beatdown.
Oh, I
Ryan
meant to talk
Garcia.
about that tonight. Damn it.
Ryan Garcia is hot trash. Him and Rolly might knock it. I don't even care who wins. Like nobody even cares. Who nobody wants to see that fight. T.O. fighting Barbosa. Who cares? Like once again, like these dudes they didn't miss the opportunity to rise to prominence. They old news now. Like nobody cares about that. It's only one king, and it's Javante Tank Davis. Ain't no four kings.
Say that. Say that.
You know what I'm saying?
Uh-oh.
These dudes is trash. Shakur Stevenson, he's done nothing with his career. Abdullah Mason about to pass him up. Keyshawn to pass Shakur up. Abdullah Mason about to pass Shakur. So it's like Shakur
Yeah, that's
finished.
facts.
And then, who else I
That's
forget to
him.
bring
Why
up?
you say he passed him up?
Keyshawn got a belt just like he got a belt by knockout. He got a belt the same way Shakur got a belt at 35. And he a champion,
Past the
same as
time.
Shakur. And he got less fights than Shakur. And he gonna be he
Uh
fought to
oh.
fight De Los
Uh
Santos.
oh.
Like Shakur fought De Los Santos, but he the champion fighting De Los Santos. You know what I'm saying? He giving him a
Yeah, I
shot
think
in the
that was
fight.
done for a reason too.
That was like he fought De Los Santos for a vacant belt, but Keyshawn has defended his belt against De Los Santos. So he's passing Shakur while Shakur fighting electricians. So it's like he did it to himself. He just made terrible career decisions. Like he's like a Demetrius Andrade, just making dumbass decisions with his career for some reason. It did Devin Haney, he's done, like I said before. That's about it. Lamont Roach, I thought Tank won the fight. I didn't think shit was close to me. I thought I gave Lamont Roach like 4 rounds. But whenever somebody whenever it's a low output fight, they gonna just pick the person they want to win. People want to see Tank lose. That's all they try to. So I think in the second fight, Tank gonna pick it up. He'll pick it up a little earlier and get Lamont Roach out of there. And that's gonna be that. Then we can move on to the next. And Shakur, he gonna duck again, and we gonna have to figure out, maybe Keyshawn or Abdullah Mason coming up. Maybe Andy Cruz can get it. There's plenty of guys at 135 for Tank to fight, but that's all I got to say.
Yeah,
I
I
no
like no
cap. Thank you
caps.
for
You know what I'm saying?
coming
Yeah.
up on the panel. No cap, the homie from H Money channel.
Oh, word. That's what's
Yeah,
up.
I be everywhere on YouTube. I be over there going back and forth with them.
Hmm.
They know what's up.
Hold up. What
Mr.
you say the name was?
H Money.
That's the ninja who called me the B word in upper
Yeah,
channel.
that's him. Yes, yes,
Hmm.
yes. Mr. Greg, what's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Hey, I liked what a lot of you all had to say. Salute to everyone who was here. I'm sorry that people calling names, but that's what I experienced when I first started coming on the boxing channel. So that's what it is. Um, I think with Brian Norman Sr., again, as I just said, he's part of this epidemic of father managers who not thinking clearly in how they want to position their sons and what the image they want to have of them because they're so busy being important, arguing with people on podcasts as opposed to pushing forward their sons who are boxers. Um, I feel for Shakur because I do think, in terms of his image and how people are viewing him, has been regressing. He does need to dissipate a fight, and he needs to again. You get even if you're getting this soft fight, show off, show out in that ring, make people at least see what you're capable of doing, and then talk. Well, can he do this against the next guy? I don't know what the mentality is, but it doesn't seem to be there as far as I'm concerned. Is because he thinks he's supposed to get so much money, and he hasn't shown that he is can draw where he could be paid that kind of money. So I think they need to reevaluate or evaluate himself of what he wants to be and how he wants to move out here. Um, the secret fight, I guess, as you call it, as opposed to being in New York, is still very much a mystery. I do hope that when we do see the fight, depending on how they broadcast it, that is well worth watching and was well worth buying. It's kind of questionable, but then again, what can you expect now? We see all the guys who should be fighting each other in more ways than one, not fighting each other in the ring. We see them talking to each other. We see them calling each other's names, claiming it's in the contract, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's an ongoing thing that seems to happen constantly, where we do more fighting for them than they do for each other, against each other, I should say. Again, this is what keeps the YouTube channels going because there's lots to talk about. There's lots of criticism, and fighters are going to have to learn, and managers are going to have to learn. Watch what you're saying. Pay attention to what you're saying. Somebody's going to question it very well. Make you mad. All of that is cussing people out, acting foolish, so forth. And this
You
kind of,
muffled, Mr. Greg.
huh?
You sound muffled, Mr. Greg.
You sounded muffled.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't
All right, we
know.
can hear you now.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So hopefully we'll again, like as I said, hopefully we'll get past all of the drama that the soap opera boxing has become, and we'll see at least one fight that we want to see. Oh, I also believe that Lamont Roach made this rematch based on the way he fought Tank the first time. He fought where he is deserving of a rematch. I don't think for a minute that it was given to him. I think he earned it. He surprised everyone as he should have, and that's what we should always see with fighters. I hope that when they do the rematch, that he shows up again. Has some things that he didn't do that he does better, uh, show some things he haven't done before. And the same goes for Tank. I don't think Tank is washed up and none of that kind of thing. He got caught by surprise. He did not think Lamont was going to fight in the way that he did. And so that's something that he has to work on because you got to expect guys. You're the face of boxing. There's nobody in that's there's no four. As the guy said, since said, there is no four kings. Uh, Tank is the king, and you want to be the king, you got to dethrone him. Period. You can't. You can get to a rematch as Lamont did, but now what you going to do in this rematch? Are you going to take the crown? Hopefully, that's how he'll fight. I think Tank will show out again, or show up like he's supposed to now that he knows what's in front of him. Overall, did I miss anything? If I did, I'll just get to it Sunday. So, I'm sorry,
Friday.
Friday.
Yeah, I think that Susan, if you want to write it down, Bill just did an interview too.
Yeah,
It's an hour long. I didn't get to get through the whole thing because I knew you was getting ready
With
to start.
cigar
But
talk.
but I'll remind,
yeah,
yeah, I'll remind
Okay.
everyone to get that 2 cent merch. You got it now, so let's go ahead and get that. So I want to
All
always.
right, check it out.
Yeah. Okay, ladies, good to be on. Y'all get some sleep and good night.
Yes, definitely. All right, Mr. Greg, thank you for coming up. I drank some coffee and I am still sleepy. It's crazy.
watch soon as you get ready to lay down. That's when it's gonna kick in. That's why I do not drink coffee. It never works when it's supposed to for me.
All right.
Ugh. So let's start at the beginning of the day. The interview that was conducted with KQ and Brian Norman Sr. So I think the issue, and we've all, mentioned it. Some of us are on one side, obviously, some of us on the other side. But I feel the issue with him is he does not like to be held accountable, and that is obvious in a number of ways. If you challenge anything he says, he has an outburst. If you call him on something that he said, he has an outburst. So he really just needs to get his emotional intelligence together, first of all, and just really check himself. Because if you're going to be on the internet doing all this capping, then you have to expect that sooner or later somebody's going to call you to the carpet. And no one's making up anything. They are, we're simply just repeating to you the things that you say that are not consistent. So that's something that he really needs to work on. I don't feel it's beneficial to his son's career in any way, especially since his son is not a big enough star for him to be doing that. He will find himself in the same boat with Bill and Devin. I don't care what anybody says. All publicity is not good publicity. You can make things so messy that nobody wants to deal with you, and take an opportunity away from your son. So he definitely needs to keep that in mind as he's out here on his. I don't know what kind of tour he's on, but as he's trolling through YouTube, he should just be mindful of that. I don't know how we got back on the Tank and Roach thing and all this other foolishness, but um, as far as Boots, I wouldn't give up another penny. We've already made you three different offers. Best and final came last. You declined it, so whatever we offer you, as you just coming off an undercard, you should take it respectfully. Not, obviously not telling you that you're not worth anything, but these boxers need to be realistic about the state of their careers and the opportunities that are in front of them. Like we've discussed, you take a smaller bag for a bigger opportunity. And I just don't think that they're seizing the opportunities as that they should be in order for them to elevate to the next level. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully Shakur doesn't go to purse bid. They ordered the fight now, right? So maybe things will pan out for him that way, hopefully. And we won't know his real market value. And as far as Gervonta Tank Davis, I think that maybe he didn't take Lamont as serious as he should have. But I'm pretty sure going into this rematch, he will be in there with his eyes wide open. So hopefully Lamont will too, because his participation trophy tour that he's on, that's not going to cut it. Um, Outside of that, I got nothing else. Y'all have a good night.
Shout out Todd Drake for coming up on the panel, co-host, giving her 2 cents, ending the show. Listen, Brian Norman Sr. has came out and said, I showed you in the video that there was no way the fight could be made because his son was coming off of surgery, off of injury, and he had to get surgery or something like that. So the whole argument at this point is null and void. He admitted that he was capping the whole time. Facts over feelings. Shout out Rebuttal Entertainment. It's facts over feelings. That's a fact. You heard him say in the video. Matter of fact, I think I need to clip that so I can just have it and play it when people want to come. You know what I'm saying? When people want to debate and go back and forth, because this is really a non-argument. And I felt like it was a non-argument before I heard him say that in the video. And now that I've heard him say it in the video, it's really a non-argument. Like, you're mad at people because they're going off information that you put in the public as if it were true. And then you got backlash. And so now you want to run around on panel to panel on YouTube and lash out and yell and scream at folk? Like, no. And call people dumb for believing something you said. You calling people dumb for believing something that you said. What? Like, this is the Twilight Zone, y'all. Yeah, this is the Twilight Zone. Like, y'all just got to be real. So, let's be real. Brian Norman had no intentions on fighting Jaron Boots Ennis. Then he's saying once the IBF ordered the fight couldn't be made. So I think now the question is, was him and Eddie in cahoots with the capping? Did they because did Eddie not know what was really going on? Like, I'm so confused at how that whole thing even took place, right? You can't negotiate and make the fight after it's ordered or whatever they had going on. Brian Norman can't take the fight because he injured, and you said he couldn't even take the fight because he was injured. But y'all going back and forth negotiating, saying you want this, you want that. Oh, I sent the offer, I sent this, and I sent that. Boots and Bozy thinking y'all serious, apparently, to the point where they was like, man, and that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really got time for that. I ain't dealing with that. We offering him that, he don't want it. He don't want the fight. So now to this day, we're still arguing about a situation that was built off a cap. So there's no more need to argue about them turning down 1 point million. Because did they really turn it down? Was it a real offer? Was Eddie and Brian in cahoots? Like what? I don't understand because Top Rank wasn't involved. Remember, they was going back and forth with Brian Norman. Like Top Rank wasn't involved in that. And it was so public. It was so public, and I keep saying this every time. Anytime it's public negotiations, it's just cap. Please name a fight you seen with public negotiations that was made. Even with the Spence Crawford fight, that first fight wasn't made. When Crawford ducked off and went to fight Avanesian, that first fight wasn't made. But when they started negotiating to make the real fight, it wasn't as public. So, to all my 2 centers out there that's still listening, they can hear my voice. So if you're listening to the replay, make sure you push that like or subscribe button and subscribe to the channel. Drop a super thanks below. Let me know how you feel about the video by dropping your 2 cents. If you're new and you subscribe, make sure you write I subscribed in the comment section just to introduce yourself and I know you here. But they did all of that to not plan on making the fight. So it's gonna be you just labeled yourself you capped yourself into being called a duck. And now you want to be mad and frustrated at people that believe the lie you told. And you think you're just gonna come on the internet and be like, oh, y'all some idiots because y'all believe me, haha. And then you think it's just gonna go away. No, the narrative's already out there. This is the internet. The narrative's already out there. This is the internet. So, I don't know, but I think somebody was saying that Bozy said they not waiting, they might move up. Again, still not a duck. He been at 47 long enough. He stayed there. He wanted to actually be the champion, solidify himself. He unified. He got 2 belts. If he want to move up, he want to move up. If the other champions, and this is my 2 cents about the situation, right? Because I already felt like Boo should have moved up to 54, but that's not what he wanted to do. So I'm rocking with him. I'm not going to just criticize and bash the man because he ain't doing exactly what I want him to do. Like you always want to bash a fighter for not doing exactly what you want, what you want them to do. So they'll never be doing what you want. So you can always have a reason to criticize them. That's exactly what be going on. But if they gonna try to wait him out and do all this and do all that, I'll just be like, forget it and move up. Go fight some smoke at 54. That's what I would do. So I don't know why. I don't know why so many people are against Jerron Boots Ennis. I don't know why the community not getting behind him. He's a gym rat. He don't smoke. He don't drink. All he do is be in the gym. Ain't this the type of fighter y'all like to get behind? Now listen, if you don't want your host all in the video cussing you out, timing you out, leaving you in the background, kicking you off the panel, muting you while you talking, Come on over to 2 Cents Boxing, where we talk everything boxing, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion.